You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. The most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life. And as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Listen closely.
Stuart Young is bolted to Venezuela's Maduro. If you take God out of your thoughts to vote for Young, you better brace for U.S. sanctions, say goodbye to U.S. visas, say goodbye to U.S. dollars for business, medicine, traveling, online shopping. Put yourself and your loved ones first.
It's time to rise up Trinidad and Tobago.
Enough is enough.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. Vote UNC.
Everybody say,
everybody say, come live.
come in. Every vote for UNC, peace and prosperity. We can secure we family right here in TNT. Say everybody know, this is the whole show. Who will ask all the tax and give the children laptops? Says, who we voted?
Yes, we voted for Kamala.
Every UNC family! Where's the flag? Where's the flag? Sing it out! Who?
Yes, we voted for Kamala. Let's promise
Say Kamala.
everybody say Kamala.
Again, hey, Kamala. We're waiting. The leader's coming. The next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Kamala.
Yes, we voted for Kamala. Let's promise
Kamala.
everybody say Kamala.
Everybody, there we go.
Yes, we voted.
No more rain, no more rain, no more rain, no more rain. No left foot, right foot again. No more struggle, no more strain, no more pain. We want to see we way, we want a brighter day. No more Rowley again. Bye bye Rowley, bye bye, bye bye Rowley, bye bye. We're not voting for you. We tired of the bloodshed, tired of the taxes, tired of the potholes and all the excuses. Tired of no water, tired of stretching at the law, tired of the high grocery bills. No left foot, right foot again. No more struggle, no more strain, no more pain. We want to see we way, we want a brighter day. No more Rowley again. Bye bye Rowley, bye bye, bye bye Rowley, bye bye. We're not voting for you. We tired of the bloodshed, tired of the taxes, tired of the potholes and all the excuses. Tired of no water, tired of stretching a dollar, tired of the high grocery bills. No left foot, right foot again. No more struggle, no more strain, no more pain. We want to see we way, we want a brighter day. No more Rowley again. Bye bye Rowley, bye bye, bye bye Rowley, bye bye. We're not voting for you. No more rain, 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 no more rain. No left foot, right foot again. No more struggle, no more strain, no more pain. We want to see we way, we want a brighter day. No more Rowley again. Bye bye Rowley, bye bye. Bye bye Rowley, bye bye. We're not voting for you. Bye bye Rowley, bye bye. Bye bye Rowley, bye bye. We're not voting for you.
The UNC built 106 schools, gave thousands of free laptops, textbooks, and scholarships. We expanded GATE and skills training, constructed the Debe UWI campus, the Nursing Academy, the Aviation campus, the Drilling Academy, and the Couva Children's Hospital. We created the Children's Life Fund, the Children's Authority, and over 55,000 new jobs. Vote for a leader who loves you and your children. Vote UNC.
We stand united in the belief that if you empower a community, the community empowers the country.
We are the party that gave every child a secondary school education since 2001.
By building more schools in 11 years than others did in 40. We believe that no child,
rich or poor, should be left behind.
Which is why we give every Form 1 student a laptop to expand their minds and their dreams.
We are the party that put police cars back on the streets
and gave the police a $1,000 bonus because we believe that we should support the persons who are protecting you.
We are the party that reduced the murder rate to its lowest in 14 years. We expanded GATE, stopped the property tax, and increased maternity leave.
We are the party that invested in you and your community by investing in schools, community centers, lighted parks, 24-hour health centers, and the most extensive road repair program in decades.
We believe that education is always a solution and that no one should have to pick between sending their child to school or buying food.
We are the party that works for you. We are the first responders in every situation, working to deliver a better standard of living for you and your family.
And most importantly, we have confidence in you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. This is not a campaign, it's a movement based on building communities and strengthening families.
Come out and join us, and together we will get the nation working and moving again. Our children will once again have access to GATE and technology.
We will improve healthcare
by cutting the time it takes to see a doctor in an emergency. We will establish a senior citizen unit in every major hospital and staff the hospital with the doctors and nurses you need to create a first-class healthcare system. We will focus on creating high-paying jobs, fixing our laws to remove red tape, and ensuring that you and your family are safer. We will reduce corporate taxes to jumpstart the economy, create a special investment zone along the East-West corridor, and work with entrepreneurs to build a digital economy. This is an investment in your community to move the nation forward and get TNT working again.
Whether you are from 4th Street in Barataria to Railway Road in Dow Village, from Green Street in Tunapuna to Clark Road in Debe, from La Hoqueta to Moruga, from Mayaro to Scarborough, we are one people with the same dreams of a better tomorrow. And when we stand together, we win together. We are UNC and proud.
This election is about putting people in office who will seek your interest. It isn't about power or titles. It's about people who will get the job done. The UNC has never wavered in fighting the good fight for the dream that is Trinidad and Tobago. Because after all the noise and the smoke has cleared, in your quiet moments, you want what's best for yourself, your family, and your country.
When we win, everybody wins.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Tobago wins. Tobago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinidad wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Vote for peace, vote for love, vote for hope, vote for change. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinidad wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can restore hope, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who lead with love, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinidad wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Vote for peace, vote for love, vote for hope, vote for change. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinidad wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream.
Don't get chained up, I beg of you. Do not get chained up by these pop-up parties. Remember, there's only one party is going to win this election, and that is the United National Congress.
On April 22nd, 1952, in the rural village of Siparia, Trinidad, a girl named Kamla was born into a family that valued education above all. Growing up as the great-granddaughter of an indentured laborer, she faced societal challenges that would shape her future. Her parents instilled in her the belief that education is the only passport out of poverty, a mantra that would guide her throughout her life. Fueled by education and a desire to make a difference, her early schooling laid a strong foundation, and her experiences studying in the United Kingdom opened her eyes to the realities of racial discrimination and social inequity. These challenges ignited her passion for justice and equality. Returning to Trinidad, Kamla dedicated herself to education, becoming one of the youngest university lecturers at the University of the West Indies. But her aspirations went beyond the classroom. With a Bachelor of Laws in hand, she entered the political arena in 1987 as an alderman for the National Alliance for Reconstruction. Driven by compassion, she advocated for women and children facing violence and poverty, committed to being their voice. Kamla's political journey reached new heights when she became the first female Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs in Trinidad and Tobago. On May 24, 2010, she made history history again by becoming the first female prime minister, leading the coalition known as the People's Partnership to victory. Her leadership was marked by a dedication to uplifting her nation. She implemented transformative initiatives like universal secondary education, the Children's Life Fund for underprivileged youth, and a program providing laptops to every secondary school student. These initiatives not only changed lives but also reflected her unwavering commitment to education and social equity. Throughout her tenure, Kamla faced political opposition and economic challenges, yet her commitment to her vision for Trinidad and Tobago remained steadfast. After serving as Prime Minister until September 2015, she continued to play a vital role in politics as the leader of the opposition. Her resilience inspired many women across the Caribbean to pursue careers in politics and beyond, showing them that they too can make a significant impact. Kamla Persad Bisesar's story is one of breaking barriers and inspiring change. As a trailblazer in a predominantly male political landscape, she has become a symbol of empowerment and hope. Known affectionately as Auntie Kamla, she continues to advocate for social justice and equality, serving as a role model for future generations. Her journey from Siparia to the highest political office exemplifies determination and a commitment to making a difference. Kamla's story reminds us that with hard work, passion, and a desire to uplift others, we can all play a part in creating a better world.
I retired in 2002. When I retired, my pension was $1,000 from NIS. When Mr. Bisesa came into power in 2010, my pension rose to $3,000. Now I'm hearing PNM say, if you have money saved, they could take away your pension. I can't wait to vote UNC again. When UNC wins, senior citizens like myself win.
Yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walshit, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we know that we come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. As you know, we always say, ladies and gentlemen, we originate, we don't imitate. We bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And not only we've said that, ladies and gentlemen, but we put that in words for you. Take a listen.
Ansam LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. There you have it. Our pledge to you, the people, that we will bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I'm going to bring in my pal, the man himself, the one and only, Uncle Tommy. Tommy, how are you going?
Very good, thank you. And yourself this afternoon?
Today is a splendiferous, tremendous, marvelous day, Tommy. No complaints at all.
Yes, indeed. I just wish that we would get the truth from people who it matters most from. All I could say is that when UNC wins, everybody wins. So hopefully we'll get that change we need so badly in Trinidad starting tomorrow night.
Well, Tommy, I believe that we are going to get that change. The polls are saying so, but we can't take anything for granted. You still have to go out there.
Yeah, and exercise your franchise.
Yeah, you have to exercise your franchise. Don't let nobody take away your franchise from you. But Tommy, it have a fella in Trinidad called Rambles, eh? I'm gonna change his name to Shambles. You know why I'm gonna change his name to Shambles?
Why?
Because I saw some TikTok with him, and I didn't know he was so uninformed. But we go get to that. We will get to that. I was shocked. I was amazed and shocked. So I want to change his name from Rambles to Shambles. You understand? Because he puts out these videos that, for example, they can say that I am very leaning towards the UNC, right? Now, and that what we do, we criticize the PNM. But the UNC is not in power and the PNM is in power, right?
That's true.
So you have to deal with the party that's in power. Now, when the UNC come into power, that's a different story. But Shambles just do more for the PNM and against the UNC. So that's why I call him Shambles.
That's a matter of choice, and we can't vex with him. We just need truth.
Well, not that you're vexed with him, but we will let the video speak for itself, rather than me, trying to look like if I'm trying to distort the whole thing. But yeah. We changing the name to Shambles. Shambles is his new name. All I remember Shambles, eh? They call him Rambles, but I changing the name to Shambles. Yeah. Hey, Lindsay Hero Boy, first in the chat. We are voting wise and safe to cast our vote. The UNC said that their legal attorneys are attached to every polling station for assistance. The code and our mind color is yellow. Prince, who all you expect us to vote? Yellow is the code, Prince. Yeah. Hello and good afternoon to everyone. Dal Superstar, welcome. Kevin Bash, welcome. Plus, Sunday, WZY family. Okay. QP, welcome. QP, where you joining us from? Just Georgia, good afternoon, Washington and Uncle Tommy. Rowley run because he knew he was going to get licked. Hey, Lions, love your back, boy. The 1% so afraid of this. Mickey the Ghost Rider, welcome. No education, no GDP, no oil, no gas. The PNM cannot manage the fiscal responsibility. Why is so much money missing from the treasury? Why the PNM ministers are so rich owning business plus fancy million? Rasta. Gloucester Toby, welcome. Where you joining us from, Gloucester Toby? I mean, I think you wanted to say Kamla Prasad Besessa will be the PM. Hey, look, we friend. Patty, how you going? Happy Sunday to you, Patty. Patty says good day to all. And it's not a coincidence, Tommy. Right after Patty, is she PNM twin, Miss Arima. Yeah, the PNM twin. The twinlets. Tell me that. There are twinlets? Eh?
I haven't seen any yet, but it always a first.
But if there are triplets, then you're supposed to have twinlets?
No, twins and triplets.
Or twins. All right. Okay, I thought they are twinlets. Yeah, Mr. Rima, welcome. QP, there's no accountability and transparency with the PNM. Everything is a secret. Nah. Mr. Rima, you just typed that? That's what you saying about your party, Mr. Rima?
She wake up on another side.
But nah. Tommy, you sure I read that correctly? You seen it on the street?
I don't think my eyes are deceiving me.
Nah, Mr. Rima, you need to go down to Bartaria. Mr. Rima, please go down to Bartaria. I tell you had problems typing, And I told you I had problems understanding you. James Howlett, welcome. Patty says, Ghost, you do realize that who rich can, with money and qualifications, can win with money and qualifications? Is that, she want to say win there?
Yeah, the W probably missing.
Yeah. All right, I ain't gonna hold it against Patty. She was just trying to type fast. Ask who went into the buy 2 doubles but come out rich. Okay. Why don't you ask the question, Patty? Make it the Ghost Rider. The PNM is working accordingly with the PNM. Fern Narcissus Scope is a PNM stalwart and should be removed from the EBC immediately. It is a conflict of interest. It's mischief and an offense. Hold on, my phone on do not disturb. Let me take it off.
Yeah, but was reference to the PP. The PP is history and will never be again.
Say that again.
This continuous reference to the PP. The PP is history and will never be again.
Yeah, but I hear you, but I think they did some splendiferous things.
Yeah, but I'm not disputing it, but it's all history. It's a new chapter.
No, I know it's a new dispensation. I don't disagree that. It's a new dispensation. Wall Street, who among KPB candidates you see as ministers of value? What she mean by that? Ministers of value. You mean ministers?
Nobody is minister yet because they don't have the authority and the power yet.
I don't know. Sometimes I think seriously, I think Patty does either have a discussion with Mr. Rima before she write or type, and she does get it mixed up somewhere in between. You understand? Maybe Patty, if you're Senator Senator PNM Fox, so he could make it into a whole paragraph. You know, because he like to when he cut and paste, he just cut and paste whole paragraphs, you know, Tommy. He do just cut and paste one sentence, you know, as a paragraph.
Every time he writes a dissertation.
Yeah, he write a dissertation. Yeah. He doing a law degree in undergraduate. Who among KPB candidates you see as ministers of value? Well, you had to wait until the election finish. Eh, Tommy?
Of course.
And then you had to see who win a seat. Right?
Exactly.
And maybe you could bring in people from the outside as a senator and then make them a minister. That's a possibility.
Well, if you don't think you have the required skill set or capabilities.
But you know, like the PNM just take people off the scrap heap and bring them and make them attorney general and all kind of thing. And minister of works. Cool runner, welcome. Good afternoon, Wall Street and Tommy and Chad. Joshua says we want to go 20 years backwards. Vote for the PNM. Nah. Joshua, the vote for the PNM thing? Nah. Mr. Rima. Tommy, this is not Mr. Rima, you know. This is not Mr. Rima. We are in a geopolitical war with the US and CARICOM. Trinidad and Tobago is in a dark place. That is the same. I think she went to the rally in Aranguez yesterday and she changed, you know. But that's a good thing. We're glad when you see the light at the end, when you see the yellow light at the end of the tunnel. Sensible, yellow is the code. Good afternoon, everyone. Vote for the Rising Sun and the Coalition of Interest. Sensible, where you joining us from? Very sensible. I got to give you credit for that. Very, very sensible. No doubt about it. Hey, Busy, welcome. Good day, Uncle Tommy on Wall Street. Locked on all listeners. Share the live and wait on victory results tomorrow night. Yeah. Patty says, goes by your assessment, shouldn't be head of the legal association. The doctor going up for UNC shouldn't be employed in the public sector. Okay, bye. All right. Okay. Kamini, welcome. Good day, Walls and Tommy. My constituent is St. Joseph. Yellow is the code. All right. Look. Patty say shambles bring more facts than you. You expect anything different? But Patty, we have to tell man. A fella called King Wallace exposed shambles, boy. He exposed him. Oh, Tommy. When I listened to it, I said, nah, that is not shambles. That can't be he. Man get exposed, boy. I tell you, boy, he put on the ballerina socks. He put on the tutu. He put on the red sunglasses. He put on his red contact lenses. He drink his red Balize juice. And the man get exposed fully, boy. Fully. Bitcoin, welcome.
Good afternoon, Uncle Tommy and Mr. Wall Street.
Yeah.
To you.
Somebody tell you that a doctor going up for UNC shouldn't be employed in to work in the public service?
Patty type something. Let me see what she type again. What she say? Yeah. Goes by your assessment. Shouldn't be head of the legal association. And the doctor going up for UNC shouldn't be employed in the public sector.
Well, you see, this is what I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Wall Street. These PNM took off as the judge UNC with a microscope. But they're using a telescope to view the same people who in office right now. What Kennedy Richards will be doing, Mr. Wall Street? Answer that. He's flying plane. He flying plane for the last 10 years and collecting a minister's salary too, MP salary. And he should have resigned the work as a pilot.
Yeah.
So why she don't touch herself? You see, that's what I tell you, It's that one route for one and the next route for others, and it's unfair. You're judging the UNC like that. But you wouldn't say nothing about Kennedy Richards. He's flying plane all up and down between Trinidad and Tobago. Well, the rock so, yeah? Yellow is the code.
Yeah, man.
Good Mr. Wall Street.
Oh, God. Patty, you get exposed already. You show even start good yet and you get exposed. Oh, God. When you come with them kind of shenanigans, yeah? You just get exposed, Patty. You get exposed. Sorry, you get exposed. Patricia, welcome. Pleasant evening, Professor Walsh and Uncle Tommy and all the listeners and viewers. Hey, look, we friend back, boy. Lua Hair Salon Spa. Welcome back, Lua. Where you been? Professor Walsh and Uncle Tommy. Now, Tommy, what are you lying about? What have I said since the show started that I lied about?
I don't know. Maybe she's inside your head.
Yeah, I don't know. Sensible says yellow is cool. From rambles to shambles. Yeah, he shambles. Don't call him rambles no more, shambles now. When all of us see he post, tell him Wall Street says he's now shambles. COP, welcome. COP, you know shambles?
Street.
You know shambles?
Who?
Shambles.
Shambles?
Shambles.
Shambles, I hear that name already.
Yeah. It's a fella called Rambles. I changed his name to Shambles.
Yes, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong, Uncle Tommy.
Yes, sir.
Good on to you, Uncle Tommy.
Same to you, my brother.
I had noticed. I expect it before the program done to come with something yellow. Why are you viewing it right now? I am viewing right now. But
my boss has to answer that question.
Yeah. COP, we have a shirt. Yeah? We have a shirt, but my fault. I'm supposed to go to FedEx. I'm trying to get FedEx open, but FedEx ain't open. But don't worry yourself. He
That ain't nothing. He mine yellow right now.
Guys, it.
Heart yellow right now.
That is it.
You understand? I don't want to put his blood in that.
That is it.
I ain't put any blood in that, but he heart and mind yellow right now. He intention yellow. But it's amazing as a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago and one who observe the things that are taking place in my surroundings. It's amazing to see the type of money that the PNM spend in the point of peer campaign. It's amazing. And that is wastage, because when them take taxpayers' money and print all these banners on them and sell it up and leave it right over there for the next 5 years, that is hundreds of thousands of dollars that them just throw down the drain in Wall Street and citizens of this country. Point up here, people, that money that the PNM spend, vote them out tomorrow, because that money could be beneficial to you in your community. Them didn't spend that kind of money for the past 10 years in your community and classify it as representation. Because when you spend money in community, that is representation. They deny you that representation and rather spend money by print shops and make them millionaires rather than spend the money in your community and give you opportunity. Remember the responsibility of your MP and member of parliament. The first is to give you opportunity to create opportunity in your community. And if they deny you that opportunity for 10 years, and we see now they're spending millions, what they're promising you now is a promise will never materialize.
Correct.
Well, if we go back to the PNM manifesto from 2015 to now, they do nothing on the manifesto. If they did anything on the manifesto, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, today the whole country would have Wi-Fi. Today the 106 schools that Kamala bill would have been open. What should you know is over 75 schools that Kamala spent millions of dollars to build, cover things. Today they have bush on them. Today the places like forest. And you, the people in the community, you walk out in the community and you see that for yourself. Look at St. Joseph, right next to St. Joseph School, just St. Joseph School. The school in Bush.
Yep.
Rotten thing, and a new school right next door to it. A new school right next door to it. The People's National Movement, the denial of opportunity for you, the young people in the community, we must remember them tomorrow.
Yep.
I want to ask the young people and them, especially in the PNM homes and them, watch your grandmother, watch your grandfather, watch your mother, watch your mother and father, and ask them, Mommy, what we voted for the UNC for? What did they give us? What did we benefit? Look around in your community, young people, and you will see the denial of opportunity. And all that what I tell you now, about to vote for the PNM, and we will go all in, and it's a new chapter. What happened to the 2020 vision? What happened to the 2030 vision? It's a new chapter now. A new chapter of pain, pressure, high taxes, high food prices, chaos and calamity will fit in your community. Don't let that be in your community for less your home. Your home is supposed to have peace and love and unity. You're supposed to have leaders who will represent you in time of need.
Correct.
Citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, one should all be back.
Yeah, man. Bless. So, folks, remember we had talked about the poll that was done by the Canadian company, and they predicted that the UNC was going to win the election. There's also a gentleman out of St. Vincent. He's also predicting that the UNC will win the election. But, all right, I reading a text here, somebody texting on WhatsApp. But also, coming out of that same poll was information regarding Afro-Trinidadians. So I decided to delve a little deeper, and I did a quick editorial. So I want you guys to listen to this. Take a listen.
Afro-Trinidadian Discontent with the PNM, 10 Clear Reasons, an editorial by Professor Wall Street. As Trinidad and Tobago approaches its 2025 general elections, a deep undercurrent of dissatisfaction among Afro-Trinidadians toward the ruling People's National Movement, PNM, is impossible to ignore. According to a comprehensive study by Don Pierre Barnett and Company Canada Limited, DPBA, shifting political winds are poised to reshape the country's political landscape. Here are 10 key reasons, drawn directly from DPBA's data, explaining why many Afro-Trinidadians are disillusioned with the PNM.
1. Decline in Afro-Trinidadian loyalty to the PNM. Afro-Trinidadian support for the PNM has plummeted from 65% in 2020 to 49% in 2025. This 16-point drop signals a profound erosion of trust in the party that historically represented their interests.
2. Dissatisfaction with Stuart Young's leadership.
A striking 64% of surveyed PNM voters expressed dissatisfaction with new party leader Stuart Young. For Afro-Trinidadians in particular, Young's leadership style and identity have raised concerns about cultural representation and inclusivity. 3. Cultural identity concerns. 59% of Afro-Trinidadian voters feel that PNM leadership should better reflect Black cultural identity. Many perceive a loss of cultural grounding under Young's tenure, fueling a potential protest vote or withdrawal of support.
4. Economic decline. Economic woes resonate deeply. A whopping 71% of all respondents, including Afro-Trinidadians, believe a government change would improve socioeconomic conditions. Afro-Trinidadians are particularly affected by rising unemployment and stagnant wages.
5. Crime and public safety.
68% of the national population list crime as a top concern. Afro-Trinidadian communities, often concentrated in high crime areas like Laventille and Morvant, feel abandoned by a government that promised but failed to deliver security reforms.
You know, Tommy, we tired speak about those things here at WZYE that many of the Black PNM people don't want to speak about. They don't want to address the elephant in the room. You understand? And we know, based on the statistics, that for the past 10 years, the PNM have failed its Black voters in Trinidad and Tobago miserably. Failed them. Now you're going to have other people, other Black people saying, well, I don't depend on the government. I don't depend on the government. I don't depend on the government. All right? But it is not just you. It is the majority. Let's take this call. KFC, welcome.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, man.
Good afternoon, man. What's up?
Good afternoon.
So, all the viewers, man, who locked on listening, man. Mr. Wall Street, I save my energy for tomorrow. Gospel life,
Yeah,
about it, and vote for this nasty PNN government. We have my family.
Yeah.
They locked on listening. Mr. Good afternoon to Tunji. I true brother and everybody locked on listening. So I keep my energy for tomorrow, Mr. Wall Street. So I locked on listening.
Bless up. Yeah, Tommy.
Yep.
Now here's a company out of Canada doing a survey and telling you that the Afro-Trinidadian, the Black Trinidadians, are basically disenchanted with the PNM. And in order to make their lives better, they have to vote for the UNC. You understand?
Absolutely.
Because, when you look at the statistics, Tommy, it is horrible. But still, there are those who are in these communities of Mova and Lavantil, Lavantil West and Lavantil East, even though they are suffering under the PNM, right? They will still say, you know what, boy, I gonna vote for the PNM. Because I have people who have said that. If they don't want to prosper, they rather suffer
Peacefully.
Yeah, but let's finish listening.
6. Energy sector crisis and foreign exchange shortages. With 52% worried about foreign exchange shortages and 45% alarmed by the energy sector crisis, Afro-Trinidadians see their economic prospects dimming under PNM governance, especially those dependent on energy sector jobs. 7. Limited digital presence.
51% of voters noted a low PNM presence on social media platforms. In an era where online visibility shapes political narratives, younger Afro-Trinidadians who are highly active online feel disconnected from a party that seems outdated.
You know?
Yep.
They're behind the times. And I have said, Tommy, I've asked over and over, give me 3 innovative ideas that the PNM have came up with in the last 10 years. You understand?
Well, we recognize that they're out of touch in a lot of ways.
And I saw a video with Cazelle Jackson. Is Cazelle Jackson, is she here?
Yep.
Cazelle Jackson saying that PNM stole one of her ideas with respect to digitalization. I don't know how true it is. I didn't investigate it. But yeah, she was talking. She was talking in one of her, she did her live. And
we can clearly see that they've been biting off of everybody around them. All ideas that they're coming up with is regurgitating what others keep saying and pointing out.
yeah, it just seemed that they're not no innovative bone. It's like they are platypus and jellyfish. They either have no stomach and they're spineless. Yeah, or invertebrates. Let's continue to listen.
8. Higher youth turnout favors UNC.
The article indicates that a higher youth turnout will favor the opposition UNC. Afro-Trinidadian youth, disillusioned with economic stagnation and cultural misrepresentation, are increasingly seeking alternatives.
9. Cross-racial support for the UNC. Traditionally, voting patterns were deeply ethnic. However, rising Afro-Trinidadian support for the UNC, bolstered by economic frustrations, represents a major political shift as more Afro-Trinidadians prioritize results over ethnic loyalty.
10. Protest voting in marginal constituencies. Afro-Trinidadian voters in marginal constituencies, once PNM bastions, are leaning towards the UNC. The Guardian media poll shows the UNC leading with 45% support in these areas, compared to PNM's 30%, confirming the trend of Afro-Trinidadian disengagement.
In conclusion, the PNM's historical advantage among Afro-Trinidadians has been severely undermined by leadership missteps, socioeconomic hardships, cultural alienation, and a failure to adapt to a digital era. If these trends hold true on Election Day, 2025 may well usher in a new political era, one not defined by old loyalties, but by demands for accountability, identity, and real change.
So there you have it, Tommy. There you have it.
Yep.
Hold on. Yeah. All right, Bitcoin. A KFC callback as soon as the video finished. Go ahead, Bitcoin.
Watch what eggs do to your brain.
Yeah, Bitcoin, go ahead.
Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy, that survey reader from that Canadian fella.
Yeah.
If you go back a little bit, he started off that right. He said that the UNC will have a landslide. I want to know how he changed from landslide to just win. and he summed it up to go in 21-20.
Yeah.
What make he change from the landslide? Because he said there was a landslide win. I want to know why is the logic and he changed it. You can figure that out for me?
Nah. All right. Move on defender call back. Oh God. Sensible Mr. Rima reading the writing in the sky. Yellow is the code. Oh God. Move on defender, welcome. Eh?
Good afternoon, Uncle Tommy on Wall Street.
Good evening. Blessed afternoon.
Good afternoon, MD. Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, today I want to take time out to tell Miss Kamala Prasad-Bissessar she's a visionary leader.
Yeah.
Because Wall Street, when the 5 dissidents went away, right? I actually thought she'd have taken back Anita Haynes. Because I thought Anita Haynes was a strong,
different,
a strong woman.
Yes, she did. Different.
But Wall Street yesterday,
yeah,
Anita Haynes made me so disappointed.
Yeah.
And I realized this wasn't about Kamala. This wasn't about the UNC. But Miss Kamala Prasad-Bissessar saw through it.
Yeah. She scoped them out.
Plenty people didn't.
She scoped them out. Yeah, the woman good.
Yeah, because I was shocked.
She good.
She didn't take back Anita Haynes because I find Anita Haynes should have go back.
Yeah.
I'm being honest.
Of all of them.
Well, I talk about Miss Anita Haynes.
Yeah.
Because she disappointed me the most. But Wall Street, today also, I want to also give the one from who was supposed to be from Mariaro. Like Parry.
Yeah. Rushton
I want to
Parry.
give him a thumbs up today.
He stay.
He steady ground. Because Wall Street, what now Anita Haynes can come and tell people after you custody PNM for over 9 years.
Yeah.
On the bad things they're doing to this country.
And overnight.
And that one day you change and you go to the PNM?
Yeah, overnight.
Overnight?
Yeah.
Anita Haynes, in the words of your former Prime Minister, Hull. And next thing I want to talk about Wall Street. After visiting that rally around West Savannah yesterday, and saw a diversified nation in around West Savannah. Wall Street, it was amazing. The feeling was so powerful. To see Indians, Africans, every race, creed, class, come together as one, according to somebody on social media. PNM, if one thing I do, I want to commend all you for, is bringing the nation together to get rid of all it.
Correct.
And that is the best thing PNM ever do in the last 9 years.
Yep.
And I want to end on that, and I'll come back it up.
Yeah, man. Bless. You see, Tommy, and you see what the editorial I just did based on that article and that poll by that Canadian company. The statistics in there are alarming, but it's not alarming because this has been a 10-year ongoing sufferation of black people, black supporters of the PNM.
Yeah, but like MD just said, it helped to unite the nation.
It did. But it took this much. Why do black people take so much from their own people? Why do they take so much?
Because they have low self-esteem.
I mean, KFC, welcome. Let's take this call. KFC, welcome.
Hi. Good afternoon, Mr. Wall Street.
Yeah.
Mr. Wall Street, you see your Honorable Kamala sister? She done one time.
Who's that?
KPB.
Sister, she done so that.
Yeah, right.
Haynes and Ramblin' on them. She pull out them masks.
Yeah. She exposed them.
Them are soldiers.
Yeah.
Them coming on the US, they can't get away.
You're gone.
You're going to the nasty PNM government over there.
Correct.
A young, educated girl like that, you going across the PNM in the last minute now?
Last.
To what? To follow.
You know,
African people.
You know what that is like? That is like a football game with 90 minutes. And in the last 2 seconds, the Pushini game.
Shaving Kobo sweat.
And you know, and listen, KFC, and you know the worst part of it? Right? They put that substitute referee in the game at the same time, and it was Gordon Joseph.
That's to show how wicked and sting they put party before country. They don't really care about the post to Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Washington. But Mr. Washington, the real sad, but my African people they like sufferation, you know.
They love it.
I go to import a pain yesterday, boy. Only yellow, you know. The whole tongue red.
Oh God, they love sufferation.
And then the East-West crowd, that kiss cut down constituency and all them nasty with the you know. They love sufferation, man.
They love it.
But thank God, Mr. Washington, I'm not in the back there anymore. I voted. When my vote was count and the same performance, the same development, the same proper road, the same better schools.
Yep. Yellow is the code, man.
So they are vote for betterment and opportunities. I go, Mr. Washington, until tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to gnash up all my fingers.
Bless. Yeah. Yes, Tommy. So somebody just sent me a text here. Who is this? Rajesh Ganesh. Rajesh Ganesh sent me a all right. Let me take this call. Financial Guru, welcome.
Yes, just quickly, good afternoon, Professor Walsh. Good afternoon, Tommy. Uncle Tommy, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
I heard that Stuart Young bombed his final speech. People were bored. And it's fitting to see that when you have nothing, you're going to be bored. But I just want to leave with one thing. Jolene John, last time when she was running for, I think, against Foster Cummings. She had started an initiative, and this will tell you how destructive, and I'm not talking about personalities here, the policies are. Whether you're black, green, yellow, red, orange, it doesn't matter. If you have something good, do it. Black people have been always at the back of the bus. And one of the things the Stuart Young Rowley-led government, when he had the COVID-22 committee, when we were on the verge of destruction financially, they were talking about agriculture. Miss Jolene John started a program with black youths in that area to grow plants, to grow agriculture so they could sell. And what did they do? They bulldozed it. The same thing down in Parliament, not Parliament, Digo Martin East, Northeast, down in the former finance minister, Conman Burt. The thing is, I want to leave with this last statistic. If we don't diversify our economy, and the easiest low-hanging fruit is agriculture. I told you the last time I called in, I'm a diabetic. The fact is, in 1972, when Trinidad and Tobago had one of the highest GDP because of the Arab-Israeli embargo, our GDP in agriculture, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, was 7.11%. 7.11%. Our current GDP in 2024 is about 190 billion TT dollars. That's a nominal GDP. Right now, our GDP in agriculture is 0.75%, which is probably less about $1 billion. If it was only back at 7.11%, it would be 13.5 billion TT. You know how many mouths could be fed locally? We could transition away and have local substitution, especially when we have these Trump tariffs for 10%, which will affect Trinidad and Tobago. Let me leave you with this last one. You know the picker. You know picker, right?
Yeah.
You know picker.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know picker, which is called, I forget the scientific name. Do you know picker, the tree, the flower,
yeah,
can be cultivated for areas that will help people like myself in diabetes, people who have insomnia, people who have nervous system, people who have muscular dystrophy. We have an agricultural base in the University of West Indies. And for 10 years, Dr. Rowley and now his mini-me, Stuart Young, who bombed yesterday, have not put one iota, not one set of money to deal with agricultural development. They put Foster Common with this youth thing, nice, but it's only a small sliver in a big ocean. Tomorrow, I can't vote. If I had the opportunity, I would be voting for the yellow in Trinidad, Mrs. Bisessa Passad, and the Coalition of the Interests, and I will be voting for blue in Tobago, which is the anchor party, because we have to change. 10 years is enough. Stuart Richard Young has to take a park, let him take $87,000 a month, and rock so. Have a good evening, everybody. And yellow is the code, and blue is the code in Tobago. Have a good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye. So, folks, let's take that break, and we'll be right back. Don't forget, stick and stay. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after this. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Listen closely.
Stuart Young is bolted to Venezuela's Maduro. If you take God out of your thoughts to vote for Young, you better brace for U.S. sanctions, say goodbye to U.S. visas, say goodbye to U.S. dollars for business, medicine, traveling, online shopping. Put yourself and your loved ones first.
It's time to rise up Trinidad and Tobago.
Enough is enough.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. Vote UNC.
We have to call our homes and our families together around a table and say, you know what, we can no longer afford to go to the movies twice a week or 3 times a week. We may not be able to bake ham every month or make macaroni pie. We may have to cut back.
Madam Speaker, I still have a coal pot, you know, where I put my coals and I roast my breadfruit. So if you don't have that, go back until such time as you can afford the gas. But don't come and blame you not having gas on the government. I have a suggestion for me. In order to lose weight, I will ride to court. I will take a bike. That will save fuel. That's my solution.
Everybody wants everything for nothing. Everybody wants everything, but willing to give up nothing. So then why is it so hard for us now to sacrifice
price of fuel by 15%? I then realized that was not enough. I came back again in April and I raised it again by 15%. And I came back again just a few weeks ago and raised it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15% in April of next year.
The government is not closing down Petro-Trin.
All the employees of Petro-Trin will exit the company. All.
Choices very carefully. And this is what I'd like you all to think about. Actions are not words. Because you see, talk is cheap. And I've looked on throughout the last 10 years and seen how talk is cheap. They have some people, and I will say it again, who have just come out of the woodworks like termites and want to be leaders all of a sudden of the great party that we are. But you see, PNM membership think choices very carefully. And this is what I'd like you all to think about. Actions are not words. Because you see, talk is cheap. And I've looked on throughout the last 10 years and seen how talk is cheap. They have some people, and I will say it again, who have just come out of the woodworks like termites and want to be leaders all of a sudden of the great party that we are. But you see, PNM membership, going back to that period of opposition, you have some people who are now putting themselves forward for leadership positions in the PNM that seem to have just sprung up with the announcement of this internal election. Some of them have spent the last 7 years of a PNM government in power since 2015, doing nothing but criticizing and like little potongs barking at our ankles as though they are the opposition. And now they want to put themselves forward and call themselves, firstly, PNM members, and then secondly, want to be PNM leaders.
Audio.
Sorry, don't. Yeah, that is a man who calling people, black people, potongs and termites. And in order for the PNM to win an election, them same potongs and termites had to vote for that same young fella. Boy, we ain't taking that tonight. So, folks, we have some breaking news coming out of Tobago. And I have with us Max James. Max, raise up your camera a little bit. Raise up your camera. Here we go. And turn it to your, yeah. All right, turn it to your right a little bit. Here we go. Up a little bit now, up a little bit. Up, here we go. So, folks, we have with us Max James. I'm going to bring Max in. We have some breaking news coming out of Tobago. And we want Max to bring us this breaking news coming out of Tobago here. So, Max, fix your camera. Yeah, right there. You're good there.
You like me there? All right.
So, Max, how you doing?
Afternoon.
I'm good. I'm good. We're in the last day.
Yes.
And we want to get all the I's dotted and the T's crossed.
Yes.
And we want to present to everybody in Trinidad and Tobago what is going on in Tobago regarding the international airport.
Correct.
And so that on the last occasion when I spoke publicly on this matter, I focused on the terminal and the proximity of the terminal to the community. I would have focused on livability issues. That is to say, can we really, the people who live in the community, can they survive a terminal building whose proximity is less than 50 feet away from the housing community? And the linchpin question on the last occasion was, had those houses not been there and a community was now going to put up some houses, whether they would have been allowed to in fact put up those houses? And the answer would have been no. And I question whether the EMA or Town and Country Planning, or in fact the Airports Authority or the Civil Aviation, what input they had in respect of giving a report to the Airports Authority, or to the Ministry of Public Utilities, or whichever minister or ministry, or just let's say to the cabinet, to allow the airport to be put so close to where people are living. And I would have quoted from the reports of the International Civil Aviation Authority, that's the ICAO, and where they are saying it ought not to be so close. The question, there are two questions there, apart from the one that I just posed. What will happen to those people and their properties going forward? And the question is that, or the simple answer is that they would have to be moved because of these livability issues. So we see in the first set of corruption, but they're telling the people it's okay, but knowing fully well that all those people along that east-west road, the Tobago local road as we call it, right next to the airport, they'll have to move. We already have problems with paying people for their properties. Now more people have to be evicted later on. But it is really showing how this government is disingenuous, fooling the people and having to come to move them later on. And so the people of Bon Accord, Canaan, really have certain serious questions to answer, serious decisions to make. Having this government fooling them, and in Keith Rowley in particular, saying, this airport is my legacy. This can't be a legacy where you're fooling the people. You are flouting international regulations. That's the ICAO, that's the International Civil Aviation Organization, which says you can't put a terminal net where people live in. The bright lights, the aircraft fumes, the storage fumes from the jet fuel. When the planes are turning around, the blast, and particularly we know those of us who know a little bit of geography will know that during the day, in particular, the breezes blow from the ocean inland, and therefore we are speaking a significant health and safety hazard that terminal is going to cause for the people of Bon Accord and Canaan. I want people to know that the International Civil Aviation Authority says that the least distance a terminal should be from where people have their houses is about 500 feet. And this airport is less than 50 feet. So today we prepared some slides about 22 in all. You have them, you ready to roll with them on Wall Street?
No, I didn't get these slides on them. I don't know Google Slides, but I couldn't put it in. I couldn't put it inside the thing.
Okay.
So just talk about it because
about
the most important ones. Let's discuss the most important ones, the most relevant ones.
So we're looking at what the governing bodies say, NETCO, the number of arrivals that are necessary to make this airport or the terminal viable. So presently, from 2019 to now, we're having the present arrivals at 21,457. And that you could say was a pre-COVID number. In 2024, and these are approximate figures I'm using, so don't hold me to the exact decimal point. And if you use a compounded average growth rate, it will carry us to about 26,800 arrivals that are necessary to as a pathway towards making the airport viable. So the utilization rate for the new A&R Robinson airport, you're talking about 3 million to make it really viable. And that figure of 26,000 compounded up to say 2030 is less than 1%. So right away, if you understand the figures, we are seeing that the airport is not viable. And this country would have spent an enormous amount of money, and it can't work because you will never have the kinds of arrivals that are necessary to make the airport viable. The investment to date, let's look at the investment figures. So the government decided to build this airport, and we're talking about $850 million. Then add to that another $300 million, and then to outfit the airport, we're talking about another $555.68 million, a total of about $2 billion $170 million dollars, and the cost overruns ranging close to about $626 million. This has to be corruption of the highest degree, because you're having a cost overrun just a little over $500 million. And if we can't see that, then we don't know what we're going to see. Here you have a government employing a Chinese company that has been blacklisted by the World Bank, and anybody could see that. You just have to go on the internet and see that this Chinese company never had any experience in terminal construction or airport construction, being employed by the Keith Rowley government, by this PNM government, to do business in Tobago, and be running into cost overruns because of the inexperience, heavy corruption, blacklisted by the World Bank and others, significant international lending bodies. And that is what the PNM could have foisted on the people of Tobago. And I think the PNM government has a lot of questions to answer. The two representatives who we put in Parliament, that is Aina Webster Roy and Shamfor Kojo Lewis, they have not said a thing about it. They're totally hapless people, representatives. They could not even, in my view, and a lot of people whose eyes are now becoming open to the real issues, where they have not represented, particularly in this issue, for Tobago. Yet they are on record of being satisfied with the parliamentary allocations to Tobago. You're talking about $500 million, more than the developmental budget for Tobago in cost overruns. So we're going to discuss later where how this money could have been better spent for the development of Tobago. Did we really need an airport that big to make it really viable? And the answer is no. Let's look at Tobago in comparison to, let's say, Jamaica. So Tobago currently has approximately 2,500 hotel rooms in comparison. Jamaica has about 32,000 rooms, which is over 12.8 times Tobago's current stock. So to accommodate 3 million annual tourist arrivals, and this source is from NITCO, the National Investment Development Company of Trinidad and Tobago. Tobago would need, Wall Street and viewers, they will need approximately 66,000 rooms. And Tobago, which actually is a staggering 2,640% increase over the current stock, or about 26.4 times more. This would mean building 330 to 400 hotels with 200 rooms each. And given Tobago's limited land area of 116 square miles, that will be highly implausible. So that we are seeing, and we are now getting to recognize that this thing wasn't planned for or was deliberately done that way to put money in the pockets of people who are investing in that and friends of the 1% in Trinidad and Tobago. Because the simple arithmetic there, any university student doing accounting or doing finance will see that the sums don't add up and it could not happen.
So Max, in a nutshell, what we are saying here is that we really didn't need this size of airport in Tobago spending billions of dollars, right? Because of the amount of passengers that are coming in Tobago, right? That money could have been spent elsewhere, maybe in infrastructure, maybe in social development. Is that this money was spent in order, my words, to grease people's pocket. Because it appears that under the PNM, there's been a lot of greasing and they ain't using Vaseline.
Well, because watch me. We are talking about let me break it down a little bit in terms of arrivals needed for viability. Jamaica, that is the normal money. They are bringing in 1 million. That's 900. Just wrong it off. I got escalated. It's really 900 and something thousand a year. So let's say it's 1 million. Let's escalate it to 1 million. Barbados has between 523,000 to 704,000, and they are smaller than this airport. St. Lucia is 500,000 or 424,000 to 435,000. I want people to understand the gravity of this expenditure that the PNM paid this Chinese company to build this airport. Tobago, St. Martin, has with a smaller airport, not so grandiose and not so magnificent, has 550,000. I want people to take a very sane, dispassionate look as to what has happened in Tobago. So when you hear Keith Rowley saying that's my legacy, and the PNM did this and the PNM did that, you just have to make a very sane and somber comparison in respect of this expenditure and whether we will allow the PNM to get away with this. So again, Tobago has 21,500. And to begin to make it viable, you're talking about, on average, right now, there are about 7 to 10 flights per week, or 40 flights, international flights that is, per month, which is less than 480 per year. This approximates in terms of an average of 45 persons per international flights. But we ain't getting that.
But Max, I want to address something here in the chat from a person.
All right.
This is what the person says. His name is Payne Polias. Payne. That's what we just call him. Payne. Yeah, because he's a Payne. Payne Polias. He says, Wall Street, your guess is short-sighted. He's thinking just tourism. It is a connection to Africa. You know, it is interesting, eh? I did some research about how many Nigerians just come to Trinidad, right? And how many Trinidadians just go to Nigeria. And the number is minimal or next to nothing. So this statement by Payne, he's the one that's short-sighted. You want to address that?
Well, in the first place, while Nigeria might be the richest country in Africa, or short of South Africa, right? So while Nigeria might be the richest country in Africa, they don't have an interest in coming here.
What they coming here for?
They don't have an interest in coming. So even if this guest is claiming that we are short-sighted, you are talking to make this, you want about 3 million passengers a year because of the size of the airport and to recover the return on the investment. You need that amount of passengers per day or per week or per month or per year for us to recover the expenditure that was put out by the government. It's a straight case, you know. So you're not question being I mean, when it's projected over, let's say, let me go back to my notes here, over 10 years, you're not even getting 6% in terms of the regularity of flights and passengers coming to Tobago. So if he's saying that, okay, we're talking about Africa. We're talking about India. When you look at people from India coming over the years, people from Europe coming over the years, people from the UK, United States coming. I know he wants to add Nigeria. The Nigerians don't want anything in Tobago. They have not shown, even by connecting flights coming into Tobago. It's useful now. But let me ask him, Mr. Payne, how many Trinidadians and Tobagonians have an interest in going to Nigeria? Nigeria, in the first place, is a war-torn country. They're kidnapping people. They're doing all sort of evil things to their own population. Why you want to go to Nigeria for?
I mean, I don't understand.
I don't want to go to Nigeria. Nigeria is not a place for me. I'm not discouraging anybody, but we are looking at the arrival threshold, we need a compounded growth rate of about 65.8%. The new terminal has a capacity of 3 million passengers annually. This is 158 times or 15,800% greater than the current volume. So to fully utilize the new terminal, international passenger traffic must increase by approximately 2,981,000 passengers. I don't see us reaching, even if this gentleman wants to say, I want to focus too much on him. Even this gentleman wants to talk about, Nigeria and other areas east of Tobago in the African continent. You talk about 2 million people to make it viable. Now, remember, if you go back to let me go back. Hang on. Let's go back to the other countries in respect of their
But Max, I think we get the picture. The picture here is that we are doing this airport in Tobago that is not really necessary for the size of the population of Tobago and the people that are coming in Tobago, in addition to the people who live close to that airport, right? There are so many factors that, for whatever reason, and we know what the reason is, it had to do with the PNM deciding that they are going to fulfill the obligations to certain financiers, so to speak, right? And decide to build this airport or expand the airport. And then again, you know what the worst part of it was, though, Max? Is that it was a practical opening, right?
Well, they want to call it a soft opening. They rushed the opening so that they could gain political mileage. But there are significant other significant legal issues. If the ICAO, that's the International Civil Aviation Organization, is saying the airport is improperly placed, we are now seeing based on the statistics that we could generate based on the 3 million a year to justify the infrastructure. We're now seeing the airport was also financially, it's geared to be a financial loss even before it starts operating. And then you have the possibly significant legal issues, because if you have significant people passing through the airport, just the mere fact that you are about 40 or 30 feet away passing through that rampway to go up to take your seats, somebody could be shot. All a man has to have is a high-powered rifle, and it's not far-fetched. No significant people then coming to pass through that area there to be shot because you're exposed. So in terms of certification issues, we've seen significant challenges there. So I don't know if the airport itself can be, in fact, they can in fact be certified. We're having that problem. So again, Norman Manley is about 1 million viable. Barbados, and they're having these numbers there. St. Lucia 424, St. Martin 550, and in Tobago, if you extrapolate it upward, you're talking about closest 60-something thousand persons. They need to begin to scratch the whole question of viability. But you're talking about having 7 to 10 flights per week. Ask anybody. Let them project this across Africa, across India. Are we really seeing, with our best tourism efforts, are we seeing Tobago generating from India, because we have a lot of East Indians in Trinidad. We are a black population. We have a lot of black persons across Africa. And are we seeing that kind of business being generated? You're talking about 7 to 10 flights per week, or 40 flights per month. And on each of those flights, you must have 45 persons. And they are talking about international persons. Here.
You know, on another note, can we, or is it possible that we can grow this airport usage to a gateway for the Caribbean and a gateway and let's say Africa, whatever country we choose, if that be Nigeria, have Nigeria be a gateway for the continent? Is that a possibility?
Well, those plans have not been shared with the public. It doesn't seem, it seems really inviable in terms of the figures that are projected. We're talking about 3 million arrivals per year. That's a lot of people. Jamaica, who is out in front of us. You see, it will be difficult to the linchpin point here, comrade, is generating 3 million per year. We're talking about the hotel stock, the room stock, to build the hotels, to build out the room stock, and it is impossible because of Tobago side. You're talking about 40 flights per month, or 7 to 8 to 10 flights per week. Where are you going to get the hotel stock made available to house these people month by month? Adding to that, where our Caribbean neighbors and our South American neighbors will also be coming to be part of the to find accommodation from the room stock. So you're talking about Caribbean, Central America, South American persons coming here, from North American as well, coming here. So when you add up all of that, and you have to find about 2,900,000 to make up for that shortfall, you have to, the issue is that you have to have the room stock. We don't have the room stock. You can't even build the room stock because of Tobago's size. That is the issue, Wall Street. I don't even understand the gravity of the situation, that you impose such a
oh boy, there goes the internet again.
Yeah, but Ansley, you understand what I'm saying? I'm saying if the airport has been developed to a gateway for the Caribbean and North America, and a gateway to the motherland.
Yeah.
And even if we develop our work, or should I say our service to Africa, whatever country, be it Nigeria, Ghana, whatever, as a gateway out there to the continent, that is quite doable, and that could make it a feasible endeavor.
A gateway for what? People will come to Tobago in order to get a flight to go to Nigeria?
No. A gateway means this. A flight comes from Nigeria, and it brings people that are going to different Caribbean islands or even to North America. So they will get a connecting flight.
In Tobago?
Yes.
Tobago? No,
I'm saying that.
I don't know. I can't see that. I mean, isn't Piaco Airport a much bigger airport than Tobago?
Yeah, Piaco is much bigger, but I'm saying if there's little activity in Tobago, maybe it can serve to be a gateway.
All right, I don't know. Somehow I don't see that. But I mean, is St. Lucia a gateway?
No. What I'm simply saying is this: let's say you bring up a plane load in from Africa that is coming to the Caribbean, and it stops the flight. The connecting flight is from Trinidad, or should I say from Tobago to Nigeria. And you would get another connecting flight that would take it to Jamaica, it would take it to St. Lucia, take it to St. Kitts, or to wherever. Then that probably becomes a gateway. And that's another way you can utilize that investment. That's just a thought.
Yeah. All right. So let's get back to the election, because I wanted to give my friend an opportunity here to have that discussion.
Yeah, we needed to hear about the election in Tobago and the TPP and the PNM and whoever else is carrying the fire.
Yeah. But we want Max, if you want to wrap up, because you want to get back to
we have some key questions.
If you want to wrap up, Max, if you want to wrap up.
Yeah, are you hearing me?
Yeah, we hearing you. You can,
right.
Go ahead and wrap.
The key questions would be: was this project value for money?
Right.
And the answer is no.
True.
Can taxpayers recover the cost? It is highly unlikely. It will take decades to pay back the expenditure of $2.something billion. And who should be held accountable? The Minister of Finance, Works and Transport, that's called Imbert and Rohan Sinahan, Chairman of NITCO, Herbert George, and others. And what steps must be taken? And we are suggesting that the THA and NITCO, the Auditor General's office, we needed to have more oversight, and we need to have these people who have a direct stake in the economy of Tobago, particularly the Tobago's Assembly, the Chief Secretary here, and the opposition leader hopefully becoming the next Prime Minister. The PNM has a lot of questions to answer. I think it was bad business, was ill-conceived. We didn't have to put out that amount of money. When we look at Jamaica, we look at Barbados and St. Lucia and other smaller countries, to Trinidad and Tobago, we didn't need this. And it could have been, we could have had the efficiency that is required with a smaller investment and a smaller plant. So I hope the voters, if they really have some kind of a issue, this should be the big issue for them, that their money, their public funds have been expended in ways that perhaps we will never be able to recover.
So Max, I want to thank you very much for giving us the time here. And hopefully on the last hour here, people will see the importance that the PNM is trying to fool the people, and they will do the right thing come tomorrow. Any closing words?
Well, I think that they have enough issues to vote on. This is a critical issue. When you're talking about $2 billion and talking about $500 million cost overrun, and it is clear that the PNM are not good custodians of our economy and taxpayers' money. I'm suggesting that Aina Webster Roy, they couldn't do it in 10 years. Shamfo Kojo couldn't do it in 10 years. I'm not waiting for another 5 years for further mismanagement, and we are not representing the interests of Tobago adequately. I think the corruption must stop. We don't want this corruption going on for another 5 years. I think if they couldn't do it in 5 letters, we had 2 women. I'm not being what you call
sexist.
Sexist, thank you. But the fact is that we tried 2 women for 10 years. Let us try these 2 men that are going up. I think that these men have nothing to hide. I think that they are guys who have a lot of on the ground followers, and they have the Tobago interests at heart, I believe they could do it, and I think the voters must look at the performance. You know, in the United States, we always talk about people's record, and we just have to look at the record of Ina Webster Roy. We just have to look at the record of Shamford Kojo Lewis. They have not delivered. I think the PNM, they are part of a very corrupt regime, and I think that they have not shown that they are good custodians of the money that they've been entrusted with. Let us make a change. We tried them for 10 years. That's 10 long years. That's a whole decade. And we need to do something different, because if we continue with the present status quo, we'll be doing the same thing the same way with the same people. And as a consequence of that, we ain't gonna get any better results. So I think if Tobago needs to go forward, Tobago's economy needs to be developed. We need to be talking about better use of funds in building our sewers, in building our roadways, in building out Scarborough, building a port, whatever designs we have. That $2.5 billion, even though we had used one half of it, Tobago would have been in a better place. And I'm saying the two representatives did not consider better use of funds and could have called Rowley and his team together and said, listen, this is Tobago. Rather than you spend all that money, and when you look at Jamaica and Barbados and all the rest of them in smaller airports and getting much more arrivals than us, let us take the same funds you committed to this airport, let us build out Tobago. And they could have gone to the House of Assembly saying, we're giving you the money, we go watch how you're doing it, and if we want to have some input, allow us to have some input in it, because it's a Tobago thing. I'm saying they didn't have the guts, they didn't have the heart to do it. And not with Rowley and Chiochong and these guys, whose main purpose is to fill the pockets of the 1%ers, and the little black man and the little Indian man here in Tobago and in Trinidad, they ain't concerned about. I'm saying they must be punished for that. They must be removed from office so that Tobago could breathe and Tobago could develop in the way it should, finally.
Max, I want to thank you very much, and all the best tomorrow with that election in Tobago. And I know the people of Tobago are going to do the right thing. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, man.
Thank you, Mr. James.
Take care.
You're welcome, Marshall.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So, folks, there you have it. There you have it. Just a little thing coming out of Tobago there. Yeah. But I want to go to some... Go ahead, Tommy.
You know, it's true that they have wasted a lot of money through a corrupt practice, and they must be made to pay for it. Just the message has to get out to the man on the street, the man who's going to be voting tomorrow, so that they would do the right thing.
There you have it. Now, Tommy, as we say Tobago, this is a coupon, a voucher. Now, folks, it's the silly season. Eh? It's the election one day before. So, you know, anything could call. So this voucher here is a $500 voucher. Is it Kurt or Kirk Warner? I don't know. I don't know. But did anybody in Tobago receive one of these vouchers? That is my thing I want to know. Did anyone in Tobago receive one of these penny savers vouchers for $500? Right? So, and if they received it, did they get it from a PNM person? I'm just asking questions. In addition to that, did anyone get... Let me take this call. Hold on. Point 14, hold 1 minute. Hold 1 minute. Did anyone get this $300 voucher, right, from Double B? I don't know who Double B is, right? And they have Courtesy People's National Movement. I'm just asking questions. Point 14, welcome. Yeah, you're muted.
Welcome to you, your co-host, Uncle Tommy, and the wider world at large.
Yeah.
Well, shit. You see, I guess we had is Max James is his name?
Max James, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I wanted for some of the people, including myself, who mightn't fully understand what it is he said there. I want to break it down to my roadman term. Let me break it down to you what it is I see going on. Now, 2 weeks ago, I went and see about my tire, my car, right? But a shop. So it had a guy there come to do some work on his tire also. But what should when I watch the size of the tire this guy have on his car. When I tell you, huge rims, huge tire. I think it's probably either 18 or 19. And I remember when I first bought my vehicle, an Indian guy was giving me the breakdown when you alter your vehicles by putting these low profile tires and stuff on it. And what the guy was telling the tire shop man that size of rim we had, they end up mashing up each transmission. Because when you buy a tire that size, it puts more strain on the engine and the transmission. So when you go in those big size tires, you have to upgrade your engine and your transmission.
Okay.
And that is what Roland them didn't do in Tobago. They were supposed to upgrade the amount of more hotels in Tobago. And if they realized by more people trying to get in to utilize these hotels and stuff, then they were able to say, you know what, we need to expand in the airport. But they put the cart first instead of the horse. And that is why I understand what go on there. So where anybody tell shop now where the fella say by he putting this bigger rim on his car, it mash up his transmission. And that is what the PNM continue to do to the people that have to do. It's mash up, they want to mash up the country and also Wall Street. I personally feel these people and them use that airport to get money to do the campaigning for the election. Not else.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So somebody saying, semantics saying, yes, they gave a jersey and $300 in Trinidad. Somebody saying Double B is in Tobago. Who's Double B? You ever heard of Double B, Tommy?
No, well.
Caller, welcome.
Hi, good after lunch for those who missed my opening greeting. And it's possible that there might have new people on the chat. This is Gordon Bernard Maloney. Okay? This is Gordon Bernard Maloney, who look forward to a platform where I'll have the opportunity not to lie, but to speak the truth that as I know it, if perchance I make a mistake and somebody bring it to my attention, I'll address it. I am really thankful to God that, hey, just one more day, well less than a day, because I get back my space, boy, because the size of these trucks and them that passing, and like they want to rock the house, you know? I know God are watching me nicely, but that's the news or my sports, you know, like just now, Liverpool just win the EPL, that's a big thing for me.
Caller, can you make a comment with respect to the program, please? We don't want to hear about Liverpool on them. We don't want to, that's not what the program is about. I just give you the opportunity to say that, but make your contribution towards the program. Yeah, but that is time. That is time, caller. Caller, that is time.
But
that is time.
I feel I'll be shorter than some of them who you just have on there. I'll be shorter than them if you don't interrupt me. If you...
Yes. So, folks, we're trying to figure out this coupon here. Double B. Double B is in, somebody says Double Palm. Who's Double Palm? Double Palm? Tom, you know about Double Palm? Double Palm Hotel? Oh, you know what Double Palm Hotel?
No, not really.
Oh, God. Yeah. Double Palm Hotel. So, or Double B's a supermarket, or Leon from Tobago. Double B's a supermarket in Tobago. So, no. All your, please help me with this. Please help me with this. This is not the first time they give out these coupons. They have given out these coupons previously. Correct? Leon, is that correct? That this is not the first time that this type of coupon came out just for the election. They gave it out previously. Right? I'm asking a question. Right? Scarborough. In Scarborough. I know Penny Savers. Penny Savers is the Warner, owned by the Warner family. I know that. Right? But is the Penny Savers coupon a P&M coupon? I'm just asking. Yeah? Tell me getting some feedback. Yeah. Cool runner say maybe a Chinese grocery. So only help me now, help us now. Why don't you try to help us, all right? Yeah. So we have those two coupons, folks. We want you all to help us with, right? We also want you to give you a message about voting. It is very important. I want you all to listen to this message about voting, because if you don't know this, you know, you might not be able to do your civic duty and go and vote. You understand? So we want you all to be aware of this here and make sure that you do your civic duty, because, you know, in this P&M season here, there's all kind of simidi-midi P&M coming with it. I'm telling all you. Plain talk, bad manners. Take a listen to this.
Hello, UNC family. As the 2025 general elections approach on Monday, April 28, it is essential to know how to cast your vote confidently and correctly. No matter the situation, whether you've lost your ID, whether your name is or isn't on the list or binder, you still have the right to vote, and we'll show you how. Here's what you need to know to make sure your X is placed proudly next to your UNC candidate. No ID, but your name is on the list and binder, you can vote. Just take
no ID, name and list and binder, you can vote. This is very important, people. No ID, name and list and binder, you can vote. Just take the oath, okay?
The oath of elector and say, I do, and you're good to go.
Right? I do, take the oath. I do, and you're good to go. Next one.
No ID and not on the list, but your
no ID, not on the list.
Name is still on the binder.
But your name is still on the binder. You can still vote. All right? We're going through this carefully, folks, because they're going to tell you all kind of things, you know. Right?
You can still vote after these three oaths: elector, identity, and qualification. No name in the binder, but you
no name in the binder, but you have your ID.
You have your ID and you're on the list, you can still vote. Just take the oath of qualification. Not on the list, but you have your ID and your name is in the binder, take the oath of identity and vote. Only on the list, no ID and not in the binder, it's still possible. Just take all three oaths and your vote will be counted. And to our differently abled voters, if you have your ID and you're on the list, you can vote too. Assistance will be provided. Your vote is your voice. Make it count.
So, folks, that's very important. As a matter of fact, let me play that back again. Let me play that over. It's important. Very important to tell your family, tell your friend, because they're going to tell you all kind of things. They're going to give you all kind of story.
Hello, family. As the 2025 general elections approach on Monday, April 28, it is essential to know how to cast your vote confidently and correctly. No matter the situation, whether you've lost your ID, whether your name is or isn't on the list or binder, you still have the right to vote, and we'll show you how. Here's what you need to know to make sure your X is placed proudly next to your UNC candidate. No ID, but your name is on the list and binder, you can vote. Just take the oath of elector and say, I do, and you're good to go. No ID and not on the list, but your name is still on the binder, you can still vote after these three oaths: elector, identity, and qualification. No name in the binder, but you have your ID and you're on the list, you can still vote. Just take the oath of qualification. Not on the list, but you have your ID and your name is in the binder? Take the oath of identity and vote. Only on the list, no ID and not in the binder, it's still possible. Just take all 3 oaths and your vote will be counted. And to our differently abled voters, if you have your ID and you're on the list, you can vote too. Assistance will be provided. Your vote is your voice. Make it count.
So there you have it, folks. Information, information, information. Information is key and very important. Very, very important. So don't let them tell you otherwise. Yeah? Eh? Don't let them tell you otherwise. Yeah, S-West. ID very important. What if it's expired? I believe that it's also. Hope when you go there, it's so. Yeah. Caller, welcome.
Thank you very much. Yes, so I was saying that I'm glad that no longer will the big trucks be passing with all this loud volume. All right? And I'm thankful that we are getting our television and radio back. All right? But after tomorrow, please God, more than which color win or which color lose will be the citizenry who will still have to deal with the question of the violence, the crime, because I know the impression that is given is that after tomorrow, please God, some are given that impression that it will be heaven on earth in Trinidad and Tobago, which the country lovers and the realists don't believe that at all. We don't believe that. We will still have things to deal with because jump high, jump low. It has some people. For them, being good government is to make sure that they get a check in their hand. They don't work. They don't have nothing to do. Just make sure that they get a check in their hand, where to go and collect it, maybe just sign a signature, you know, and that kind of thing. And I'm sure whoever wins, they will have to deal with that. Another thing I am observing and asking myself, the same about this place, they have money. The kind of money that went into this short campaigning season, I am wondering, the question of campaign financing that has been there so long, and different governments had the opportunity to deal with it, and nothing, zilch was done because the kind of money that went into that, you understand? You have to ask yourself, if it is that these are political investors who make that input, what will happen when so-and-so come into government, boy? What will happen now? Because they are investors. And there are those of us who paying attention to that. I am one of those who, I know I'm not the only one, who hoping that the systems will be visited so that we could come up with something so that we don't have to be dealing with the same thing over and over and over with, although it's different color in the front row of the government. I am hoping that the situation will be visited so that we could come up with systems that the next election, when it come around, there are certain things we won't have to deal with at all because it is dealt with. Thanks for the opportunity to share my heart. Yeah, it mightn't be always what is appreciated because of what people perceive is my color, but God is love. Thank you.
Thank you. Bitcoin, welcome.
Good day again, Uncle Tommy and Mr. Wall Street. Boy, the height of insanity is voting for the same thing over and over and expecting a change.
Correct.
And that we're getting from the PNM for the last 10 years, and they will get for the next 5 years to put them back in there. That's where you Gordon Dryden, because if you're talking all that foolishness about electoral reform and all this campaign financing, by your government, the one was there for the last 10 years and do something about that. Why didn't you bring it up on the platform? Them leading by example, you see. You understand? And I see in that clip you're talking about the differently able people. But I want all them differently able people outside there who suffering for the last 10 years, so they go out and vote against the PNM government because they did nothing for you. They take away all their food card, right? And have what they're living on from right now. You're telling nobody that you road and pay 7 something because they go take away your food, your disability grant from you. But that's how this government will operate. They rather strangle the differently abled people in this country and see them come to north.
Hold on.
Some of the electioneering going on, Mr. Wall Street. You see how they're making fun of Kamala and she old age and how she walking and this and that. But if I slap in the face of differently able people to the truth, because different able people in that condition too. And you talking against the woman, they're talking against differently able people. So differently able people, all their voice or their opinion tomorrow and vote against this wicked PNM government. And also go to Maloney too. Lots over at Liverpool, or you get licked by Madrid. Gone. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Have a caller.
Go ahead, caller. Caller, go ahead.
Mr. Washington, general God know what. Nobody said that after some of people going to heaven. But at least we will be right now.
For me, you ain't him?
Heaven.
Yeah.
But at least we what kind of hell we going through.
Ain't a lot of feedback.
But I think Mr. Wall Street, what PNM plan to do is frustrate people in line. That's why people didn't get no polling cards. You understand? Because it will take a lot of time. Some people say, see me, I ain't going to vote again. How long people here? So I want the UNC people to know, stand the ground and wait. If it for 10 minutes, because it can take another 5 years. So 10 minutes is so much less than 5 years. Thank you, Mr. Wall Street.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Folks, we're going to take that break. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you. On WZYE 95.9 FM, we come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Now, of course, this is part of our marathon. I think we started this marathon on Wednesday, and we've been going every single day since. And tomorrow will be our last day of the marathon. Don't forget, you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509.
Yeah, 973-609-6509. I think Tommy is frozen. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Stick and stay. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington. You. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Kamla, a tribute to a leader. Kindness flows from her heart of gold, a beacon of warmth, both brave and bold. Authentic in all she does and says, she walks with truth through winding ways. Motivated by love so deep, and a promise to serve, a vow to keep. Leader with soul, with mercy and grace, and lifting her people in every place, and all-embracing, strong yet tender, a mother, a sister, a nation's defender, friend to the many, fierce and wise, my prime minister with stars in her eyes. You will have leaders before me, you will have leaders after me, but you will never have leader who loves you as much as I do.
We can't breathe, we can't breathe, we can't breathe. Somebody here we plead. We can't breathe, we can't breathe, we can't breathe. Somebody here we plead. Shorty boy, them men and them suffocating. Shorty boy, them men having problems breathing. Shorty boy, no air to breathe in the pipeline. Shorty boy, them men and them losing their mind. Shorty boy, they stuck and they really stifling. Shorty boy, no time to waste, them boys dying. Shorty boy, just come and throw them a lifeline. Shorty boy, just have some mercy and be kind. But instead you shut the entrance, cause you don't have a good conscience. You just leave them there cause you have no case. Now everybody in tears is a murderer. That's what you are. is a murderer. You won't meet your maker, is a murderer. That's who you are, is a murderer. Wait till you meet with Jaja. Red, 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 all them divers blood in your hands. Red, 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 more blood go flow through the land. Red, 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 we gon' suffer more till we dead. Red, 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 sleeping with the devil in bed. It's your weed, it's your weed, it's your weed. Somebody hear me please. Stouty boy, don't feel we forgetting about this. Stouty boy, your name is on top we bad list. Stouty boy, you're stiff and you're so damn mindless. Stouty boy, you're just like a snake and spineless. Stouty boy, the family crying for years. Stouty boy, now you want to pay them for tears. Stouty boy, is this an election gimmick? Stouty boy, is PNM way to rig it? Cause you left the men there to die. PNM minister full of lie. Now you want to run the country, but pull your ass and get away from we. Is a murderer, that's what you are. Is a murderer. You won't meet your maker. Is a murderer. That's who you are. Is a murderer. Wait till you meet with Jaja. Red, 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 all them divers blood in your hands. Red, 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 more blood go flow through the land. Red, 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 we gon' suffer more till we dead. Red, 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 sleeping with the devil in bed. Is a murderer, that's what you are. Is a murderer, you won't meet your maker. Is a murderer, that's who you are. Is a murderer, wait till you meet with Jaja. Laid to rest, laid to rest, laid to rest, laid to rest. It's alleged, it's alleged, it's alleged, it's alleged. Hey, tell them Kamala say, PNM dead. Petro-Trin workers say, the party dead, dead, dead.
And of course, we are back with you. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Don't forget, folks, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. WZYE TV and YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. Remember, share the live, tell your friends to tell their friends. Let's get our numbers up.
Caller, what's your name and where you're calling us from?
Well, I'll go on the name of Shane, right? I'm calling from San Fernando East. Yellow is the king.
What's your name?
I said I go under the name of Shane.
You go by the name of what?
Shane.
Shady?
Shane.
All right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
San Fernando East, yellow is the code.
Mm-hmm.
I say yellow is the code.
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead.
Right. So let me talk about the one-ton way switch. Right?
Yeah.
Paving road, I don't know paving. All these big billboards and they're putting up. Why did they take that same money and share it out to the people who, you know, a lot of people who live on the poverty line, you know,
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
That money can be better spent to feed for the same black people that they want them to vote for them.
Yeah.
Because we have areas, look, I live in the South. And I'm a great fan of Alexander. Right? I send you a clip with him.
Okay.
I'm the person who sent you the explainer I've been at the place for almost a whole hour, man.
Okay.
We just can't go on this way. Remember that calypso by explainer?
What's the name of it?
You just can't go on this way.
We just can't go on.
Yeah, we just play that. We just play that every time we start the program. Yeah.
Right. I'm the person who sent, I don't know if you had it before, but I sent you that via WhatsApp.
Okay, cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I thought, the kind of money, millions of dollars that is being spent right now, campaign and everything, that money could have been better utilized to feed all these poor people like Belmont and Laventier. And do you know that you have people who live in Latrin up that side in this modern time?
Correct.
People still living in Latrin. And their answer to this is putting our jersey with $300, Mr. Wall Street.
Yep.
We have people living in abject poverty,
Serious.
Yes. I was with Mr. Alexander, he had a show on Iowa Station there.
Yeah.
And he campaign going house to house. They still come out there, I don't know, the kind of living condition that people living under in this time, Mr. Wall Street. And we just wasting the public space.
Yeah.
But I want to raise some issues here with you, right? They're making a lot of promises.
Yeah.
Now, I just 10 promises that they made, and it's all failed.
Caller, your call is a little muffled. Your call is a little muffled. Can you call us back? We have a bad connection.
Have a bad connection?
Yeah, call us back. Caller, welcome. Caller, turn on your computer. Caller. Hello, caller, welcome.
Hi, yes.
Welcome.
Good afternoon. Okay, Buck, turn on that. Turn it down.
Turn on your
Yes,
computer.
hi. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. My name is Leica. Yes. My name is Leica. Hi, I'm calling from Boston, but I'm originally from Pune in Trinidad. Can you hear me?
Turn on your
1 second.
computer. Turn on your computer.
Yeah, 1 second, please. One second, please. Yeah, hi, I'm calling from Boston, but I am originally from Trinidad and Pune.
Okay.
And I just want to say, yellow is the code.
All the way. Yellow is the code,
All
man.
the way.
All the way. Correct is right.
Thank you very much. I
Thank
listen
you.
to your show every day.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you.
All
Okay.
right. Bye-bye. Caller, welcome. Caller.
Mr. Wall Street.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. First time caller. Uncle Tommy heard me just now, but you didn't hear me.
Oh, okay.
I called just now and I said, considering the Gordon guy who talking about if after tomorrow, please God, we'll be living in heaven. We wouldn't be living in heaven, Mr. Wall Street. But at least we wouldn't be living in the hell. At least we wouldn't be living in the hell, Mr. Wall Street, that we're living in right now.
Correct.
It would be much better.
Yep.
And also considering the voting, what I said is that they're trying to frustrate people tomorrow, please God.
Yep.
That is why everyone didn't see poll cards.
Yep.
Because people will start up in the line, and when they find the line ticket, they'll say, look, I'm not voting again.
Yep.
Inarrate people. I want the people to know to stay there at least 10 minutes. It worked better than 5 years. Stay 10 minutes.
Correct is right.
The PNM people would stay. They will stay until dark.
Yep.
So I just prayed that the UNC people stay at least 10 minutes. Thank you, Mr. Walsh. I'm calling from St. Joseph.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. People ain't making joke, Don't let them frustrate you, folks. Don't let them frustrate you because I'm telling all you, they have a propaganda machine in Balize house. And when you see election come out, they just bring out that propaganda machine. And when the election come, they just take it out of Balize house and carry it around the 41 constituencies. So all you watch all yourself, be very careful. Mr. Florida, welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Hanson. Good evening, Mr. Tommy. Good evening to all the callers, all the texters, everybody live. Happy to see everybody here through the grace of God. Well, Mr. Hanson, tomorrow is the day.
Tomorrow is the day, boy. Big day.
Yeah. The big day tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was leaving the phone open for the people from Trinidad to call in about after a rebuttal, Gordon Joseph. Gordon Joseph, you're so simple and easy to deal with. The PNM get a campaign money because the whole raffle.
A raffle?
Yeah, because remember the whole raffle to build back as the house.
Okay.
50-something million, right?
Okay.
So that is where they get the campaign money from.
Okay.
So foolish. But I pen a little something here for the people in Trinidad tomorrow for election.
Yeah, man.
So people, listen to Trinidad and Tobago. The PNM was there for 10 years, and you had to ask yourself this question. You have to start to think about your future. The PNM was there for 10 years, and it hadn't emancipated yourself from this slavery. You wasn't emancipated to make yourself independent. The PNM made you more dependent. Tomorrow is not either red or yellow. Tomorrow is not about African or Indian. Tomorrow, remember, you are Trinbagonians, a strong, proud people, the gem of the Caribbean, which was stolen from you. We are not the gem no more. And where every creed and race find an equal place, we play hard and we party harder. And we have the most beautiful party in the world, which was called Carnival, which the PNM destroyed. But it comes a time when you have to stop and understand your rights, your democracy, your children's education and future is being taken from you by the PNM. Forged from the love of liberty and the fires of hope and prayer, and people take that fire and put it in your belly and go out tomorrow and vote for the UNC. Stand up and get your country back. Side by side we stand. Together we aspire, together we achieve. And may God bless our nation. And yellow is the code. Thank you very much.
Come on, take this. Let me go to some voice notes, people. Let me go to some voice notes. All right. Voice notes time.
Good afternoon, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, and to everybody out there. Well, the countdown is on, and I want to remind people out there, do not fall for PNM propaganda. This man have no shame whatsoever to come to tell the people to help him save Trinidad. You're right. We're going to save Trinidad, but we're going to do it with Mrs. Prasad Bisesa, not with you. You calling people potong and termite, you who now join the PNM, you calling people who are long-standing members of the PNM potong and termite, you have no stinking shame, none whatsoever. You understand? You're coming to tell people, help you save this country. Listen, man, you talking about what they were doing for the last 7 years. What were you doing? You were recusing yourself 180 times to make your brother a banking billionaire and your father a multi-millionaire through that Shell Corporation. We have to call it Shell because I think it's being investigated. The Trinidad and Tobago International Center. Trinidad and Tobago International Financial Center Limited, which is somebody saying is a dubious state company. What did you spend the last 7 years doing? We are going to save this country from. If I say a wrong word, Professor, please forgive me. But from criminals like you, Stuart Young, and the PNM, who stand by and watch 4 men perish in a pipe and did nothing to help them. That turned the NICU that killed 22 babies into an abattoir. That locked our citizens out of the country for 2 years. They were living like vagrants outside. Right? You stopped the Hindu communities from having open fire cremation, so that your friends in the that have crematoriums and so would benefit big time from the government and from the because where's the cremation, a pyre cremation, let's say I'm drawing around the figure, $5,000. The crematoriums and them were charging about $25,000, $30,000. Where the people was getting it from, or they didn't think about that. You and your former prime minister come to tell people about what is not me to blame for the 6,000 plus murders. Don't blame me. When you campaigned that you had the answers, you had the solution, you blame Mrs. Prasad Bisasa for everything. Well, enough is enough. Enough is enough. We are voting you out tomorrow. Take your leave. Go from here. We have had enough of you and your corruption. Look at Faris just rented a new building to the NIB, to the government for the NIB. No. Hear what? Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy. Tomorrow we are going to vote against what they did to the disabled people, taking away their $500 food card. We are going to vote against pension, against what they're going to do to the pensioners and them. We are going to vote against property tax. We are going to vote against the recusal, and we are going to vote against Faris getting more millions in his pocket. Faris, Rohan, Randall Mitchell, Rowley, the whole set of them that renting buildings for friends, family, and financiers. Right? And that is what we are going to do tomorrow. People get up, go early, say your prayers. Don't let that balise pull you when you reach in the voting booth. Vote them out. Thanks a lot, Professor and Uncle Tommy.
Yeah, that's what we had to do. That's what we're doing. We're voting them out. No joke. Go and sit
Good
them.
afternoon again, Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street, and to everybody out there. You know, Gordon really have no shame. Gordon talking about the UNC had 29 seats and they didn't fix date of elections, and he has a wish list what the UNC didn't do with their 29 seats. But I want to ask Gordon, right? NDPNM had 10 years and they had a majority as well. We remember Faris fixing things so that UNC could vote, right? We remember that, and the Labas to take a turn in his tail about that. About they don't need the UNC vote, right? Why they didn't fix it? Why they didn't fix your wish list for 10 years, Gordon? Why? Rowley did not want, when they were doing the constitutional reform together with Prakash Ramada, Ventor, and Merle Hodge, going all over the country doing it, they begged the opposition to come and take part in it. They did not want to do it. Rowley said he don't want to have anything to do with fixed date and 2 terms. I remember that. Maybe you didn't, but I did. A lot of things he didn't want to take part in. So how you could come and question the UNC, the partnership government, who had only 5 years, 10 years ago, about what they didn't do? Somehow you really have no shame, you know, like the little zombie eat it. Thanks a lot, Professor and Uncle Tommy.
Thank you, Miss Santa Cruz. Let me see if there's any other voice notes here. I just see a message there. This is from Laka from Boston. Hi, Professor. I listen to your show all the time. I'm a first-time caller. This is Laka from Boston. Yellow is the code. UNC all the way. We're rooting for Kamala. We're listening to your show currently. Rowdy must go. Vote them out. Laka, welcome. Welcome, Laka. All the way from Boston, boy. Cool Boston. Yeah. Let me see what else here. But I have this video, and I want the people to understand something. I want you all to listen to this video and listen very carefully. Pay attention. Patty, you and Mr. Riemann all earlier, this could really help all you. Listen to this video. Listen. And realize who is for you and who is against you. Take a listen to this.
In the sun-soaked streets of Trinidad and Tobago, a subtle shift was underway. A quiet transformation echoed in statistics and felt in the hearts of its people. According to the World Bank, a glimmer of change illuminated the lives of black citizens between 2010 and 2015 under the UNC government. The numbers spoke a story of progress, albeit slow. In 2010, nearly 19.8% of black Trinbagonians struggled beneath the poverty line, surviving on less than $2.15 per day. With each passing year, the percentages dwindled, marking a gradual descent: 19.3% in 2011, 18.8% in 2012, 18.3% in 2013, 17.8% in 2014, and 17.3% in 2015. The downtrend, though slight, was a testament to the efforts aimed at alleviating the burdens of poverty. Yet, amidst these incremental improvements, a stark...
All you hear that? Alleviating the burden of poverty under Kamala Prasad successor from 19.8% to 17.3%. Yet, when the so-called blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago came into power, it went from 17.3% to 26%. And always supporting that, caller welcome.
Good day again, Uncle Tommy and Mr. Wall Street.
Yeah.
Mr. Wall Street,
yeah.
You have questions to answer, you know. Why the EBC wasn't ready for this election? Why people still scrambling for poll card and all this misinformation taking place here? You understand? You had 5 years to plan, 10 years up, 5 years to plan for this one. And you weren't ready yet, and I still have people on the list, the voter list that dead 20 years ago. I see people pulling out things in the media with that, right? And she not update all of these things. She like a headless chicken running all over the place. I feel she not qualified for that role, you know. She does get a sweat job or a kobo job or whatever they call it to run that organization under Rowdy because who she family was, right?
Yeah.
And I was watching Friday Augustus last night. I don't know why they cover some of this man. Didn't cover some of this man meeting on the Star Wall Street. Because that man has been talking for Tobago and he's been on point. I think he's one of the best men that have been there going up to talk on behalf of the politics in Tobago. And I listened to him very carefully and he's been spilling all the beans about Foster Cummins and Rowley and all of these different people up there. You know? But that's the press and the media not highlighting the man. But the man on point. And I hoping that he take one of the both seats in Tobago, you understand?
Yeah.
Because Tobago need a change from them two, I could say, two political squatters over there. Champa and the next one. They need to go, right? And before I go, let me give Anita a little advice. Anita, you just get married, right? You just run away from the UNC. I know why you're going to join PNM for, you know. Settle yourself down and have a family and a girl and get the politics a rest, right? Have a family instead, right? That's all I can give. That's the best advice. Because he's a good childbearing years. Have a family and settle yourself down. Cool yourself, Anita. Nobody wants to hear from you. Have a good day, Mr. Evans.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Miss Santa Cruz, welcome. Miss Santa Cruz.
Good afternoon, Professor
Good
and Uncle Tommy, and to everybody out there. You know, caller is very ironical with Anita and the rest of them. They went out against Mrs. Prasad Bissessar. They said she did not want to call internals, right? Okay, they wanted her to call it when they wanted it, not when it was due, right? She went ahead and she called the election, the internal, the NATEC, and they lost. But it's ironical that Anita and the rest of them who were against Kamala for not calling it could join with the PNM who anointed Stuart Young as Prime Minister without an internal election.
You know, Miss Santa Cruz, stop. Wait.
Yes,
Miss Santa Cruz, wait, stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Wait. Let me do something. Don't move, Miss Santa Cruz. Stay right there. Stay in your spot. Get in your position. Let me do this for you. Get in your... Santa Cruz, them hypocrites, deceitful, disingenuous, wicked, evil PNM. They ain't called no internal election, you know.
She's on point.
None. But they want to talk about the...
You're not hearing Gordon. You're not hearing Patty. You're not hearing none of them. You understand? About those internal election. But it's Anita Rambly, Larry Lala. Imagine Larry Lala once said that when a government can kill a middle class, they can destroy the country. Larry Lala said that.
Yep.
He said that they can destroy the country, and that is exactly what the PNM did. They destroyed this country, and they asking us to help them build back this country. No.
Nope.
We're not helping or they do anything.
Nope.
Or they had to. But you know what is ironical also? This man is speaking as though he was not there for 10 years. And another thing with Anita. Anita was the shadow minister for education. We heard how Anita used to pick apart Gatsby Dolly presentation, right? And highlighted what should have been, what's supposed to be. And today you can stand on a platform with these people.
Yeah.
The Lekoto Jambi really eat their shame. That's all I can say.
Thank you.
They really eat their shame. Thanks a lot,
Yeah, man.
Professor
Yeah.
Tommy.
Thank you. And you know what, Tommy, too? It appears to me like Patty, Altair, PNM Fox, Gone Joseph and them, they went to the dentist and he inject Novocaine in their gums, and there's not one word about the internal election that the PNM never had. Not one word. I mean, they don't give Novocaine again, eh? But when them fellas go to that dentist, they give them Novocaine. Because it's Sugar Hollow sing a song, not one word from them fellas about the internal election. Or they like it so. We like it so. We free.
Free.
Who sing that? Capitalism gone mad? By Sparrow? Yes. Or they
Yeah.
like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, have a next
Yeah.
one.
This is up from Canada. Thanks for your text.
Yeah,
You can call in.
I just get another text here. Who is this person just text here? Hold on, I think I text. Is that? Here we go. Hi, Uncle Tommy on Wall Street. Enjoying the show. Hope Trinis go out in their numbers tomorrow and vote out the PNM. Yellow is the code, and is that. Wait, where is this one from, boy? 321. Is that a Chicago number? I know. But that was a text. All right, caller. Call in 321 number. Give us a call, man. We want to hear your voice. Yeah. I'm gonna tell my son this something here.
All right, this is from Canada calling in.
Take that call, Tommy. Take the call.
You're live. You're live on WZYE. You're the listener from Canada?
Calling from Canada.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome, caller.
I'm enjoying your program.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying your program.
We're happy to have you.
What I want to say is that people should open their eyes to hear how PNM behave. PNM leaders behave. They can really call people dog. Yep. And Stuart Young calling people termites and bottom.
Correct.
So people should open their eyes and ears and hear how they treat the local people. You see? And if people don't open their eyes and get this change, what's that is going to happen to them? Because they'll sell Trinidad to Venezuela. You see? Then Maduro will come and take Trinidad and have it on their stomach. Anyhow, I'm enjoying your program.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. And tell a friend. Tell your friends.
Yeah.
I'm Trinidad.
I know.
Thank you, man. Subscribe. Thank you very much, caller. We have another WhatsApp message here. Hi, Professor.
Thanks, caller.
Hi, Professor. This is Buck from Boston. I listened to your show, Professor Watson and Uncle Tommy. When I went home in 2012, nobody available to line with. Everyone working due to UNC and Kamala. Everything was good then. Yellow is the code. Vote them out. I love Trinidad. Buck. Buck, thank you very much. That is from Boston, boy. You have a next call, Tommy?
Yeah, I have another call.
Take it.
Hey, Tommy.
Yes.
What's going on? This is Clement from Texas.
Clement, glad Thanks for calling. Let us know what's on your mind.
Clement from Texas. Always heard about you, but I never knew, man. The brother named Sam from New Jersey. You and Sam used to be friends from New Jersey.
Of course. Clemmy.
Yeah, okay. Yellow is the color.
Yeah, that's the code, Clemmy.
Yeah, yellow is the color. All right, take care.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, man. Take care. Yellow is the code, eh? Don't forget. Let me take this voice note.
You're right, Uncle Tommy and Mr. Wall Street. You're right about that. They get quiet. They have duct tape in their mouth, all kind of thing. They ain't gonna say nothing about that. Eh? Can't get a tongue. All of them PNM sycophants. All of them quiet because of that same thing. They will not say anything against that.
Yeah.
Because I tell you, they're using the telescope and microscope philosophy. That is what they use. Judging UNC with the microscope.
Yeah, let me take this call. There's a new caller. Caller, welcome. Caller.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, caller from Houston, Texas.
Yes, sir.
What's your name, caller?
My name is Joseph.
Joseph. Welcome, Joseph.
How you all doing, man? I'm looking at your show. I'm enjoying. Well, this is the second time I'm calling in anyway.
Yeah, we are doing excellent. We are doing splendiferous, trumendiferous, marvelous, splentastic, spectacular, wonderfulicious, and fantabulous.
And yellow is the code.
All the way, man. Yellow is the code.
Yeah,
When UNC win, everybody
wins.
Yeah. Correct is right. We ain't joking this wrong, you know. We making joke this wrong.
Man, I'm sorry I couldn't be there.
Yeah, but you're there in spirit, man. You're there in spirit.
That's right.
Send the spirit out. Send the spirit out. Send the positive spirit out. The positive yellow spirit. Send it out, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Let me let you all go.
Thanks a lot, eh?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Take care. Yeah, bye-bye. Bye. So, folks, you see, we let me finish Bitcoin note there. Hold on.
The whole diaspora is locked on.
Yeah. We ain't making joke.
They have duct tape in their mouth, all kind of thing. They ain't gonna say nothing about that. Eh? Can't get a tongue. All of them PNM sycophants. All of them quiet because of that same thing. They will not say anything against that. Because I tell you, they're using the telescope and microscope philosophy. That is what they use. They're judging UNC with the microscope and the same thing the PNM do with that telescope. They're all of them rocks, so yeah, yellow is the code.
But you know the other thing too, Tommy, right? They just want to talk about black this in the UNC and the UNC doing this and the UNC doing other. We are intelligent black people. Let me repeat that. We are intelligent black people, and we could make intelligent decisions with our critical thinking skills. Yeah?
Yep.
And we realize that no longer do we want to be enslaved by the PNM. Yes, I said it. Let me repeat that. Many of us decided we don't want to be no longer enslaved by the PNM because we learned the facts. We like to deal with facts, not fiction. Right? We let them rest up PNM and they want to deal with the fiction and let them continue to be enslaved. Right? We ain't dealing with that. Let me take this voice now.
PNM is the only party that turned Trinidad into a monarchy. Them adopting a monarchy system where the king apparent was Dr. Rowley and the prince, which is the son, is Stuart Young. So he been anointed as the next prime minister. That would they put in. They don't have no democracy. That would have no internal election. They have monarchy. So the new prince who will be the prime minister is Stuart Young, and that is what they want. And all of them rock so and toe the line. You notice now them don't jump out and go in media and go all about the place and cross the floor and go over to any political platform and talk the thing, eh? All of them to any line. That is one thing about PNM, you know. Them gutless, heartless UNC people, once they can't solve thing in the party, they're running over by the PNM. They're so shameless. Shameless, but people see them only for all years. If there's anything, UNC go get more vote because they leave. What a waste of time. How about the
Yeah, man, bless. Let me see this one here. I'm gonna just a voice note. Hold on.
Good afternoon, Mr. Washington and Uncle Tommy. Mr. Washington, so we have a few hours left until tomorrow come and we can make that change. It's either we want to see some light or we want to remain the same way. Or we might end up worse under Stuart Young, right? Because Stuart Young coming to finish off what Rowley didn't get to finish, right? So let's choose wisely. And for the people who was talking about UNC corrupted and all this allegation, well, they repeat for the 10 years, ask the PNM how much get charged. Look back at that and ask the PNM where the charges for all those alleged, right?
Yep.
Tomorrow, my little brother, will be voting for the first time. Nobody then put in his head to vote UNC. He know when the UNC was in power, as I just say. My brother did drop out of school. He didn't like it, primary school, and then he dropped out. But when he dropped out, the UNC had things in place where he was going to do cake design. They was doing computer literacy and stuff. They was doing sports. He had a set of medals and trophies, and then he was active. As soon Kamala come and lose, PNM took office. That was it. They gone. Everything mashed up for the children. So he know yellow is the code tomorrow. Nobody never put that in his head. Tomorrow he go be a new brand vote tomorrow will be going to the EBC. Right? All the people, we need to make a change by don't put back Stuart Young, the only thing African people had in this country is a black leader. Rowley take away that from all and drop a Chinese in on their face.
You think it easy? You think it easy? He take the minority and hoist it on the majority. Right? Gordon Joseph and them leader, party leader, PNM Fox leader, Altia leader, Miss Arima leader. That is the leader. The minority running the majority. Dr. Claude Anderson says, I'm not playing this for. Hold on. Dr. Claude Anderson says, a race that's taught to hate itself and love the world would become its own oppressor. Let me repeat that. A race that's taught to hate itself and love the world would become its own oppressor. Dr. Rowley hated himself. He hated himself so much. He had to come before the public to tell him he's the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago. You got to hate yourself to tell people you're the blackest man. You don't know you're black? Boy, Miss Santa Cruz, welcome. Go ahead, Miss Santa Cruz. You're inside.
Good afternoon again, Professor and Uncle Tommy and to everybody.
Good afternoon.
I want to remind all those PNMites who talking about Kamala weak and Kamala I'm not strong or whatever. Kamala is not going to run a marathon. Kamala is going to run a country.
Correct.
A country does not need a marathon runner.
And I know about that. I could tell you that.
Right. Exactly.
I could tell you that.
I was coming to that. Anyway, it does not need a marathon runner. It needs somebody that is brains that are functioning, who can take the country forward, who can take us out of this morass that we are in. That is what the country needs, right? And I want to remind them, Teddy Roosevelt, the 12th president of the United States, was in a wheelchair. And he functioned well. We had under the NER government, Dr. Hossain, who was the Minister of Health. He had polio, he was a cripple, right? And that man functioned well. He was one of our best Minister of Health. You understand? So when they want to talk about Kamala's physical health, I want to tell them, don't look at her physical health. Look at the PNM, Stuart Young's mental health.
And Ms. Santa Cruz,
man is not sounding well.
Look at Kamala Prasad possessor mental wealth. That is what they need to look at.
Yes.
Mental wealth. The one he talking, listen to this, listen to this. How that woman could go and stand up on a platform, right? Night after night after night. And don't miss a beat and give that speech.
Exactly.
Look.
And look at Professor. Some time ago you said that you can't run with a certain group again, you have to come back and run with the next group.
Correct.
But that didn't stop you from running?
No, correct is right.
That didn't stop you from running?
No, it didn't stop me. Absolutely correct. It didn't stop me.
Exactly.
Listen.
It's the same thing with Kamala. You understand? She can't run a marathon. Nobody asked her to run a marathon. But we know she can run the country. So let them put that in the PNM pipe and smoke it. Thanks a lot, guys, and have a good evening.
Thank you. Only take a listen to this. Take a listen to this.
I have a political cemetery. It's not for people like you and me. It is for all them politicians. And I dig in the grave, no fuck with me hand. I find some of them, they living too long. And every 5 years, it's the same old song. Some of them dead, just shame to lie down. So I prepare for them a burial ground. Rowley, my first grave for he. With joy in my heart, put him down with me. All of them useless politicians, only making up numbers in my island. Al-Rari, I refuse body. I leave them Muslim, them to deal with he. Big smile on my face, and with me bare hand. It's time to move trash from out of this land. But I take in my time with he. I personally will prepare his body. Make sure he have a sardonic grin on his face. That's all he does do. That man is a waste. Bury in the back of my cemetery. Turn he upside down, he face I can see. Look for the strongest grave digger to cover he. Not with the hand, put good fork on he. Gypsy, political grasshopper. I may feel a little pity cause he's my brother. But like Tarzan, he's swinging from vine to vine. It's time I help you to make up your mind. Fitzgerald, Rasta City. I know they go glad to get the body. Resi on the tam dum for all to see. Drink 2 beers and watch Tobago get happy. I don't care all who go vex with me, but Kamala I not ready to bury. She is a strong, determined woman like me, and deserve a chance to run this country. When she in power, I don't go hungry. And Calypsonian does get big money. She don't deserve no spot in my cemetery. I putting she in the center of the city. Paula, you too damn lazy. You sit on a throne, my woman die daily. You deserve a nice spot in my cemetery. All you do is just collect big salary. Regis, you disappoint me with your racial tongue. You like you can see. Your baba does trim you with weed waka. All day, all you do is Sushila. Fally boy, you is a boss. I celebrate with you when PNM lost. One day you must come bust a line with me. We gonna knock a glass, make myself happy. I yardy that what you is to me. A grassroots man, stand up for country. I will stand by your side and watch you at work. But if you falter, you're going to get fucked. Watson, what is wrong with you? I thought you and Fally would have stick like you. Boy, shake the man hand and title that spade before PNM come back and win that race. Shamfa, one quiz sacrifice. Every week she have new weave, man, she living night. You and the cold but man resemble and strong. I come seated bread and you like a tongue.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, that is Lady Gypsy, boy, the political cemetery, boy. Oh, God. You see how much she put in there, Tommy?
Oh, yeah, boy. She ain't joking.
Oh, she ain't joking at all.
She is serious.
Serious. Let's get this other one here.
Well, Professor Wall Street, if the mind.
All right, let me take this call. Mr. Florida, welcome.
They're not giving me sense from Mr. Kumya. That is song for them, the political cemetery that we're going tomorrow.
Cemetery, man. Yeah. I
Mr.
love it.
Answer, Mr. Tommy. Last night I listened to a little bit of the PNM meeting. And Rowley was speaking. And you know what Rowley said? He said in his 10 years, the only minister he knew who could take the country forward and who educated enough and have initiative was Stuart Young. So that was not slapping the rest of the PNM ministers' face.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah.
And you know, the supporters and them respond to that, you know, because they understand what you were saying, you know. So people who look like you and me wasn't educated enough to take the country forward. You see, words, you have to listen, people.
Correct.
And hear what you say. Look on listen, Mr.
Thank
You gotta hear what's not being said.
Yeah, correct. I mean, insulted them people on them. But it was an insult when you hoisted them on them people on them anyway.
He insulted Amory and Penny.
Yeah. Insult, and they take it, they sit down there and they take it like none. They take that and cool it. 5 years the doctor say he going home. He was lying. That's what it is, Patty. He was lying. 5 years the doctor say he going home. He was lying to the people, what he does very well. Patty, I told you, 36 years ago before I get married, my mother-in-law came up to me and she said, Slim, you know, a liar has no memory. They told me. I said, what's she telling me this thing for? I said, she's telling me this thing for.
She's trying to tell you don't lie to your daughter.
But I'm telling you. And then I realized, then when I started to hear Dr. Rowley started to lie. You understand? It's lie after lie after lie. I said, but wait now. And then he don't remember the lie he tell yesterday. You understand? He lied yesterday. And you don't remember the lie he tell, and you come and tell a different story the next day. So
you would know. You would know. You and he were tight.
I don't know about that. So then I say, but wait now, mother-in-law was onto something, Tommy.
Yep.
A liar has no memory. And 36 years ago, you know. 36 years ago. Now, I think my wife can say that she haven't heard me tell her any lie. I don't know if a next person can say the same thing about him and his family, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm not getting into that. KFC, welcome.
I hear you.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Washit.
Good afternoon.
And Uncle Tommy.
Yeah.
What's okay?
UNC, I'm proud, but yellow is the code.
Yellow is the code.
But Mr. Washit, where pull that guy so from?
But I put it, I don't go in the cemetery and the PNM cemetery and get that.
Me want to put them in the cemetery. I want to shoot them in the Gulf of Paria. Yeah. The foot.
I went in the back of Bally's house, boy. In the back of Bally's house.
Well, we know tomorrow that's serious day, Mr. Washit. All kicks aside.
Yeah, tomorrow serious.
Because we are the fruit of the nation to save.
Yeah, we are the nation to save.
Nasty, evil, wicked PNM.
Yeah, we have a nation to save.
So we can't laugh. So I beg everybody in the thousands, all the please get up and go out and vote on this nasty PNM government.
Yeah.
Mr. Washit, I fly breaking her down, you know. First I got to vote. I'm a Polish American man, I'm only watching it.
Yeah, we cannot do
vote on this PNM.
Yeah.
They're too wicked. But Mr. Washit, you want tomorrow gospel life?
Yeah, we on tomorrow. Must be on tomorrow. We on tomorrow.
All right, bless the Lord, man.
Yeah, man.
Everybody score to the result of everything. I know you have a working in the polling booth. Make sure they chief, I show them that they... I go on.
Hey. Yeah, folks. Oh, I missed that one. Sorry that Florida caller. Call back. I missed that one. Sorry, caller. Call back.
Right? Already have all the money. It's only a matter of time for them to control all the power, and that is exactly what Dr. already do. He will have this man to control all the power so he can make all the deals behind the scenes for the minority to collect all the money. So what it could be? Political slavery taking place, where the voters who are PNM supporters, who voted for this man, who are in the majority, will become the slaves of the minority. Yeah? Crapo smoke their pipe if that ever happens. God forbid. Yellow is the code, Mr. Wall Street.
All the way. All the way, man. Yellow is the code, man. Yeah. You know that?
Yep.
That's what I tell you. This PNM sycophants and the politicians basing people on the disability, not their ability, right? You want to talk about if the person can walk and can. If the person functioning in their mind, they can do their job. That's all that counts, you understand? Once the person can do their job, they can do it at the best of their abilities, that's what counts. Or they're watching people's physical ability, or it's wicked, including this Renuka. She ain't gonna pay for it, Mr. Ndura. Tomorrow, she go get she book. She go get she licks book tomorrow. You understand? She go get it. But then she and Shamfa making fun of people. They will get what coming to them. They ain't gonna get old. They gonna remain young forever. Like Stuart. Have a good day, Mr. Wall Street.
Yeah, man. Bless.
Good afternoon, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy again. Mr. Washington, I know it's an disrespect and all. When Stuart Young come and say he went in the grocery last week with $500 and only realized he could get $200 in grocery. But we seen that the PNM giving away $300 grocery voucher to the people and them to vote. Like that total disrespect. You know, $500 only buy $200 in grocery, but you give the people $300 grocery voucher. Nah, man.
Correct is right. Correct is right. You know that you need $500, but you gain them a $300 voucher. Nah, boy, something, you know, really say, boy, what is this? We call it in here the JV team. What else call it, Tommy, in Trinidad? We call it JV, junior varsity. You know, there's varsity and then there's JV.
Yeah, JV.
But what would you call it in Trinidad? Them wouldn't know about JV in Trinidad. What do you call it?
I'm trying to find the word.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, what party says? That is the candidate personal funds. Party, it doesn't matter. What party think now, man? The man said he went in the grocery. $500 can only buy $200. And if you are MP and you giving them $300, think about it now, man. Oh, God.
I like to buy a snack.
I like to buy a snack. Some corn curls. They still have corn curls?
Yeah, they probably still do.
Yeah, they are corn curls. I want you to buy some corn curls and a tamarind ball and a queso ball. Yeah. Boy. Yeah. Volsang, we on tomorrow. You know we have to be on. But I don't know if we going by Trinidad laws, because we not in Trinidad. But I don't know if the people could call and talk, because I might come after all, yeah. You know? James, let's say a small tamarind ball. No, it's no tamarind ball, no more sugar balls now. What tamarind ball? You don't get tamarind ball in Trinidad. I went St. Lucia, I get tamarind ball. But in Trinidad now it's sugar balls. And here she again. Wall Street candidate is an MP. If the budget there, the dollars, and could afford that. Party, that is not the point. The point is the person who is the prime minister said he went to the grocery and $500 could only buy you $200 worth of groceries. And if you are the prime minister, you would not allow your MP to give out people a $300 voucher. Oh God, it's easy. Do the maths now. Maybe I shouldn't say that to Patty. I shouldn't say that. Sorry, I take that back. I apologize. Folks, put your closing comments in the chat. Send your closing voice notes. We like people. Put a nice closing quote. Put yellow is the code in the closing chat. Yellow is the code, is the closing code today. Yellow is the code. And we on tomorrow. We might come on kind of early. Yeah, Mr. Florida. All the yellow is the code in the chat.
Yeah, yellow is the code. Mr. Hanson, if they give it $300 personally for people to vote for them, is that soliciting?
I don't know. Me no.
Huh? So they're not against the policies and ethics in Trinidad?
In the campaign, what ethics?
Party them just incriminate themselves. They don't know the rules of it.
Yeah, get them out.
They just only speak because they have a mouth.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Anthony.
Yeah, man.
Yellow is the code. When UNC win, everyone wins.
Yeah. I hope, Patty, I hope you get one of them voucher. You and Gordon Joseph and PNM Fox and Altia and Mr. Rima. Or they take all your voucher, you know. Because that might be the last voucher all they get. Take it. Take it. Mr. Point 14, welcome. You have a minute before the top of the hour. Go ahead.
Rashid, last night when I reached home, I saw something circulating on Facebook. They say one of those U.S. planes where transport military vehicles was in Trinidad.
Yeah, I saw that.
That
I ain't sure if there's a recent thing. It might be an old one. I ain't sure. I ain't sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Bless. Yeah, I saw that. I saw it. It never plain to me. But I saw that picture before. Yeah, I saw it before. I'm gonna take this last voice note here.
Check back and see if this caller messenger, Gordon Bernard Maloney, who don't lie and speak the truth but may make a mistake. Check back and see if I ever make comments on the internal election of the UNC, because that is party business. If they want to put Junko out to lead the party, that is their business.
Oh,
if they want to
God.
put Blinda side, that is their business.
Oh, God.
If they want to put back Mrs. Bissetta, that is their business.
Oh, Father.
You understand? So PNM high election, that is the internal business. The membership had to deal with that, not you and I. Not you and I. But when all they pelting them stupidness, use all their left hand, please. So it might hit the TV and bust it.
I just said my mother-in-law told me 36 years ago a liar has no memory. And here comes this man to prove me correct. Prove me correct. When we were discussing the internal election in the UNC, you, Mr. LYE, talked about it. You was part of the discussion. Check back to see if you had a discussion. And I check back no way. We was talking about the internal election and you had contribution towards that. So anyway, folks, let me go for the break. We'll be right back. Don't forget, put your closing comment in the chat. Yellow is the code. When UNC win, everyone wins. We'll be right back. Stick and stay.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Bitcoin, go ahead.
Yes, I want to treat.
Yeah.
What time you on tomorrow?
5. I ain't tell Tommy yet, but 5.
It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you're not to worry about because you use that social media platform you're running and you're not in Trinidad.
Okay.
Right, so you operating outside of Trinidad. So I don't see why people can't come there and voice their opinion.
We could talk wherever we want.
Huh?
We could talk wherever we want.
Yeah, you can talk whatever you want. It's only 1 hour anyway before the election poll close. What difference you gonna make there?
Okay, cool.
Unless they go to cross interphone and have the time to extend.
All right.
Understand?
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I think you can talk what you want, Mr. Wall Street. Go ahead and talk what you want. Ask people who they vote for and everything went, how everything went.
Cool.
Not a problem, babe.
Yeah, man.
Have a good day.
Bless. Yeah.
See,
All right.
Canada.
Huh?
Canada sent a text for me again. He says, he's directed to you. Professor Yellow is the code. Vote them out. A lot of people like insults because that is what they're getting from Siotion.
Yeah. Okay. So, folks, I just said, so, of course, yeah, KFC.
Yeah, Mr. Washington. I know that man do your research and get ever can. So when you voting, vote them out.
Yeah.
Song for me.
I
God ever bless that till tomorrow meet again. Mr. Good afternoon to my boy Bitcoin, Tunji, and all the rest things that is in Brooklyn. I'm a brother in foreign day.
Yeah, man.
When I let the Mauritanian election serious, make sure that you no boxing in no river or no big drink, nothing at all. I'm start watch them very good. Eh? I see Tommy go put on a yellow jersey tomorrow. Yeah. We get a victory, man. Bless the love until tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
When I'm up there, I say I'm sleeping. Me. What's out there, man? Vote by Mr. Watch it. I'm so excited. Yeah, I want photo of nasty piano watch it. I try to get inside with another piano, you know.
Yeah.
I go there. Bless.
Oh God. I wonder if this is his song, boy. Progressive. Nah, I know the song. I feel like Tommy got call it.
Yeah.
Take it.
Caller. Hold on. Just bear with me a second here. Let me see if I can amplify you.
Yellow is the code. And again, yeah.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from St. Augustine's.
Where? What you said? Say what you said again.
Yellow is the code. I call from St. Augustine's. And that's my constituent.
Nice. Well, thanks.
Yellow is the code, man. Listen, man.
Yellow is the code.
I'm confident that we might get a great surprise tomorrow.
Great. Thanks for your contribution. Thanks for this.
I'm following Tobago part of the election. Farley really talking good, boy. I want him to be successful tomorrow. Yeah, because listen, Farley spending the kind of money they spend in Trinidad for a project. And they get hard to give Farley money for developmental project. And they're only getting $2-something million. They spend $40-something million on this and that and that. Then people wicked at Tobago, boy. You understand? So, brothers, don't keep up the good works. I appreciate it. I start following all your. I keep on your number. I say, I'm going to call and put my 2 cents. The yellow is the code. I support UNC all since I know myself. I never support the PM. The CPM is a classic party. It's a part of the state of God. It's part of the all you freedom fingers talk. It's still part of the colonialist concept of governance. Have a good evening, brothers.
Thank you.
Yellow is the code all the way.
Yes.
Tomorrow, trust me.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, man. Of course, my closing comment is that when the UNC win, everybody wins, and yellow is the code. Yellow is the code. Yeah? Go ahead, Tommy.
Hold on. I kind of lost my balance here. I had a quote from Bruce Lee that I adopted. It says, you have a choice. Choose the positive. You have a choice. You are the master of your attitude. Choose the positive, the constructive. When UNC wins, everybody wins. Yellow is the code.
Yeah, man. Bless.
That's what I got to say today.
Yeah, of course, folks, from where I said this is it, the clock on the wall said that's all. I like to say what I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. And folks, tomorrow, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. So be responsible when you go tomorrow. So we could do the right thing and we could bring back Trinidad and Tobago on the right track under a Kamala Prasad professor-led UNC government. Let me take this voice.
Like I always say, you the man in the mirror. You're responsible for that change you want to see. However, if you look in that mirror and you don't like what you see, you cannot blame the mirror. So do the right thing and you'll be pleased with what you see in the mirror.
Thank you.
Wall Street. I feel that plane come to pick up Stuart Young, Dr. Rowley, and the rest of them, along with Delcy, and Maduro. They come to try and get them free airfare back to America.
Yeah.
Right? Have a good night.
Yeah, man. Bless.
That is true, you're saying, Professor Wall Street. Gordon Dryden was all up in UNC business. Now he get political amnesia, right? He's shifting the goalpost, as you say. He's shifting it to Liverpool. Go there and relax yourself. Don't come here with your foolish narrative and old talk, Gordon Dryden. We don't catch you with your pants down already. Have a good day, Mr. Wall Street.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Yes, Mr. Wall Street. I decline Sama Barata as one of the first marginal seat for the UNC tomorrow. Yellow is the code and Saddam Hussein winning the seat. Hands down, right? Yellow is the code. We're winning this seat for the UNC. Sama Barata.
Here we go.
Closing comments from Gordon Bernard Maloney, and I put in this part, the first. The big brother died, so I become the first out of the 11 now. Well, we here, hours away, and the people are going to nasty their finger with something red. I don't know if by next election, the color might change. I don't know if the color will change. The ink might be white or green or blue, because there are real people who don't like red. Like ban the $1 and all kind of thing, make it illegal.
Yeah, Kelsey.
Yeah, Mr.
You break up there, you break up.
Tomorrow, God fell out. Tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
That is what for 4 players. What's a nasty piano? I'm coming and kind of mash up Baraka. But you will not tomorrow better. So I cannot do it on water good. If I watch it like tomorrow, the Benny group, the full comedy figure, American.
Yeah, we're going from 5.
I feel the other side of private.
Yeah, I go come and celebrate, man. Yeah. Bless. Yeah, man. Bless.
I hate red so much. God put red blood in you, Where's a combination that end up in red blood, Red is good. But anyhow, on a serious note, the population I want to win, not UNC, not PNM, but one of them will end up in charge in the front bench. But if I am hoping that whoever it is, that there's going to be a new era where the opposition, whoever, whether it's red or yellow, wouldn't be like the last one, boy. Where, oh gosh, there'll be support for anything that is good for country, and not such a bloody set of opposition, and people from in their own constituents suffering big time. But because
Caller, welcome. Caller.
Good day.
Good day. Caller, turn on your computer.
Yeah, good day.
Good day.
Yeah, I want to make a call in on the live on time now to talk.
Yeah, we take your call because we see the new call. Where you calling from? Tell us where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Arena.
All right, caller. Go ahead. You're inside.
Yeah, I'm originally from Port of Spain as an activist for the UNC. From 2010 to 2013, I went up as a local election candidate in 2013. And I try all my best in Port of Spain for the people of Port of Spain. I give them all, I give away all. And for some reason, they head hard like nut. I was to migrate and move away from Port of Spain and I leave them to their own. I think they will get the senses. But it's the first time I ever see any government official leader, prime minister, care about the people in Laventille. You see, when I born and grew in Laventille and I see people was using latrine,
Latrine was outdated all in the eastern, southern side. It had latrines in Laventille. Kamala is the only person come to Laventille and see the people concerned with latrine and remove all latrines and give them flush toilets. All this still dies from people was using newspaper to number 2 in and throw it in the garbage heap. So the garbage men don't have to face these faces in garbage. So remove all of that and give all your flush toilet and all this still vote out a woman in 2015. Rowley tell all you tighten all your belt 2015. He come and tell all you tighten all your belt in 2020, tighten it more. He leave and gone. He leave and gone until all it slip belt or unbuckled belt. Now he put somebody who was under who helped him tell all the tighten the belt. So what don't come and do now? Not put a rope around my neck now? Thanks for having me giving this speech.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
After the Tobago wake up.
Bless, brother. Thank you. Tommy boy, let me see.
Yep.
One more voice note here.
Good afternoon again, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy. I want to tell Gordon, we certainly don't want an opposition like Rowley. With Emailgate, with his lies about Emailgate, Section 34, thieving out the HSF, only lies, lies, lies. We don't want another one like that. Okay? So if that's what they're wishing for, we hope we never get it.
All right, let me see.
Love for party. Love for party. And they want the neighbor to think, and they want the boss to think, and they want the thing to think that they'll keep them out in a M format. Let me think about country now, boy. Whoever win, it ain't changing the price of coffee for me. I can't think about me alone, but I'm thinking about them people and them who depending on government, boy. It's God first, boy. And if it's God first, boy, you must win.
Oh God. So folks, oh God, all right. Oh God,
You're sure right about that, Gordon Dryden. The most suffering taking place is in the PNM areas. Where all them constituency, most of the supporters, they're living in squalor and suffering. But they would stay silent and don't say nothing about it because they're towing the line just like you.
All right, folks. All right. So, folks, that's it. We are out here. We see you tomorrow. We're gonna come in a little early, Tommy. Maybe about 5 because start. It go be a marathon. 5 till whenever. All right. So, folks, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks you all for joining us. Don't forget, share the live WZY 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe. WZY TV and YouTube. That's WZY TV on YouTube. Here we go. Subscribe. WZY TV and YouTube. And of course, when you subscribe, as soon as we go live, you get an immediate message into your box telling you that we are live. Right? We are out of here. See you guys tomorrow, 5 p.m. And when UNC wins,
everybody wins.
Very closely.
Stuart Young is bolted to Venezuela's Maduro. If you take God out of your thoughts to vote for Young, you better brace for U.S. sanctions, say goodbye to U.S. visas, say goodbye to U.S. dollars for business, medicine, traveling, online shopping. Put yourself and your loved ones first.
It's time to rise up Trinidad and Tobago.
Enough is enough.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. Vote UNC.
Everybody say,
come live.
Come in. Every vote for UNC, peace and prosperity. We can secure we family right here in TNT. Say everybody know, this is the whole show. Who will ask all the tax and give the children laptops? Is who we voted?
Yes, we voted for Kamala.
Every Sing it out, go!
Yes, we voted for Kamala. Let's promise
Say Kamala.
Everybody say Kamala.
Again, hey, Kamala. We're waiting. The leader's coming. The next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Kamala.
First thing, election morning, go and vote for the UNC, even if the rain falling. Go and vote for the. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Tobago wins. Tobago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Tobago wins. Tobago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Vote for peace. Vote for love. Vote for hope. Vote for change. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Tobago wins. Tobago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can restore hope, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who lead with love, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Tobago wins. Tobago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Vote for peace. Vote for love. Vote for hope. Vote for change. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Tobago wins. Tobago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day,